Alright, lastly I left off, Razendar contacted us. Told us there's some unrest going on here, and we need to go talk to some people and listen to what's going on.
Seeking a sip of fine Russefeld Red? Prepare for disappointment.
Alright, what's going on, man?
Headed to the famed Russefeld Winery, traveler. Well then, it seems I'm not the only one who'll be disappointed today. Old Halliemorian's been offed by those wood elves. Won't be any wine tastings for a while, I'd wager.
You mean there's a murder, then?
Just what I heard from one of the bailiffs. Apparently, some daffy Bosmer called the Ghost of the Green did it, but no one knows for sure. The investigation's hit a snag. Something about the rule of three. Superstitious nonsense, if you ask me.
Rule of three?
Indeed. Until they find a suitable third investigator, the Juris Reeves and Revelators are left to sit on their hands. Nonsense. Why not go lend them a hand? They'll likely just tell you to go jump into the sea, but it can't hurt to ask.
Alright, I'm a total stranger to this area, but I'll go help, I guess. Well, somebody offed him. Summerset is now a wondrous paradise of the heralds proclaim. Despite the fine words of the Queen's decree, the High Elves want nothing to do with outsiders. They treat newcomers worse than mud flee on a guard. As soon as they stepped off the boat, the priests of the monastery come to me for some sort of cultural assessment and ascertain my understanding of societal rules and regulations. However, no one actually asked me any questions. They locked me in a cell where the bowels of the monastery, along with the newcomers of the island. Something about the whole affair felt wrong to me. Like warm water in an otherwise cool stream. Somebody peed. When I heard that the monks gave thanks with a Daedric prayer, I knew I had to get out of there. I used the talents that I learned from the associates who may or may not have belonged to the Thieves Guild. I knew a decent room of my friends, and slipped out to the cells and away from the monastery. In the morning, I plan to head to Altner. Hopefully, I can secure a passage back to Murkmire there. Frankly, at this point, a destination would be preferable to here. That's not good. Gotta get over to that Red Guards area.
What do you want?
Talk to Rundle.
Help out the poor soul.
Could you eat beggars already?
A newcomer in the warehouse district. Unusual. But how can I help you today, my friend?
Wondering how your name ended up on the Divine Prosecution's observation log?
The Divine? Who told you that? If a Justiciar sent you to try and trick me into confessing... No, no. The High Elves would never send a newcomer to perform such a task. But I admit it. I made my thoughts known.
Okay, so what are those thoughts, if you don't mind me asking?
I arranged to bring my cousin here to work with me. The ship arrived, but all the newcomers were carted away. For questioning, they said. I complained to the kin lady and anyone else who would listen. And what has it gotten me? Nothing.
So you're not a high elf. How do you end up living on Summerset anyways?
Oh, my family has been here for generations and generations. Before the Queen's decree, outsiders might have been rare, but we were not unheard of. Our business has grown and gets better every day. That's why I sent for my cousin. We need the help.
So do you like living here?
Summerset is a rare and beautiful jewel in the Abetian Sea. I love it here. The High Elves treat us like children, but they have never been hostile. The Queen's decree has stirred the waters, though. I fear it will get worse before it gets better.
Alright. A lot of newcomers down on the docks. Let's go talk to the Razumdar. Razumdar. Let's go.
Hold on. Why have you closed the monastery?
Good people, I hear your concerns.
Well, the workers I hired, they were aboard the ship from Rivenspire.
The kin lady and I, we have only your best interests in mind. Every guest must be sequestered while we ascertain their suitability for Ultima society.
The old Dark's right. Lock up the newcomers!
Send the newcomers back where they came from. We don't want them here.
You sure about that? But I got a bow right in my hand.
Such anger. Raz never expected to hear such words from the Queen's loyal subjects. The sentiment isn't universal, but enough feel this way for Raz to be concerned.
Yep.
Did you learn anything interesting from the people I sent you to talk to?
Yeah, sure. The artist assistant and Redguard cousin has been sequestered.
Sequestered? Just a different word for imprisoned, yes. Ranul's cousin just arrived, but O'Newell's assistant has lived on Summerset since long before the Queen ever issued her decree. What about the lizard? What did Solza have to say?
Actually, they're dead. We found this letter, though. Seem to have some issues going on there.
Why would the Aldar gather up newcomers and non-High Elf residents alike and send them to the monastery? Does the kin lady condone this behavior? Raz's head itches, and not in a good way. Our course is clear, Five Claw. We must go to the monastery.
Alright, let's go investigate the monastery, then.
Raz admires your enthusiasm, but this one needs you to enter the monastery on your own. Raz has other fish to catch. This one will help you get past the sentry, though.
Oh, okay.
When you notice that the sentry is distracted, just sleep quietly inside.
Alright, let's get going. Oh, that reminds me. Special delivery. CE treasure maps. And, oh, we got some crowd store experience packs we can use on our other character there. Okay, I guess this is one. It just doesn't show up. And then, yeah, okay. What else do we have? We should have...
You stood among the standing stones of
This one, well,
Nope.
may luck follow
Ariel be
you.
praised.
No crates. What was that? Can we do that? I was stepping up into the air for some reason for a minute there. Alright, let's go.
Mara, help me. Mara, help me find an adventurer. Oh, praise you, Mara, for hearing my prayers. Please, newcomer, I'm desperate for help. My son, Arathel, has gone missing. No one will tell me what happened to him.
Okay. Tell me what happened.
Yes, I'm sorry. The last time I saw him, He was agitated, scared. I asked him what was wrong, but he left without a word. The guards arrived later. They said he turned himself in, that he was involved in a plot to kill our Sapiarch, Icantar.
Sapiarch? So he turned himself in?
No, he vanished. They say he escaped. Can you believe it? Why would he turn himself in only to escape a few hours later? They're hiding something, I know it. Please, Caraval, help me find my boy. He would never hurt anyone. I swear it.
Caraval? Okay, I'll help your son.
You have a perfect heart, newcomer. None of my neighbors would lift a finger to help me. The guards placed Arathel in a cell beneath the Kin Lady's manor. I'm told the Justiciar of Remand is there now. A mer named Telerion. He must know something.
Okay, is there any reason your son would kill Sapiarch? Or the Sapiarch?
No, Icantar treats us like family. Arathel is Icantar's apprentice, you see? He was so proud when the attestation came through. He's been a bit withdrawn, though. I found some Aprax literature in his room. But it's just a phase, right?
Aprax? I'm gonna guess it's Daedra.
Right. You're new to the Isle. I apologize. Apraxic Mer, a people who, for whatever reason, were expelled from the greater elven community. Most Aprax labor for years to re-enter society. Others choose to remain in exile. I feel very sorry for them.
Okay, so Aprax elves do a lot of writing then.
Some do, yes. Treatises on class warfare, religious hypocrisy, that sort of thing. A lot of young Mer take a liking to it. I think it's healthy to push back a bit. Not too much, of course, but a bit.
Okay, is there any Aprax elves in here?
Rumor has it that a famous Aprax called the Mother of Rats lives in the city, but I've never met her. And even if I did, we're forbidden from speaking with her. Oh, that sounds awful, doesn't it? It's just the way things are here, I'm afraid.
See, this is kind of like casual racism. She doesn't realize she's being, like, classist and elitist. I should say racism. Classism.
Damn it, why won't this work?
Did you see a golden knight?
I have no idea what that was, and I'm not sure I want to know.
Was that Darian? I think that was Darian. I got a bad feeling that was Darian. I don't want to see Darian right now. Got something going on downstairs. Let's take a look. Everyone's in this house looking around. Alright, let's have a talk.
This manor is closed by order of the Divine Prosecution, so I'll keep this brief. Who are you and what do you want?
I'm here on behalf of Aaronel's mother and kind of investigating his disappearance.
Aye, Surabane's ring, will I never be rid of that hen? Look, turning away grieving mothers brings me no satisfaction, but this situation is delicate. The Divine Prosecution does not lose prisoners. Ever. Certainly not frightened children like Arathel.
So where is he?
Not here, clearly.
Of course.
You really do mean to track him down, don't you? Fine. When we took Arathel into custody, he was only carrying a handful of coin, a tin flute, and some kind of crude map.
Could this map be used to track him down?
Our draftsman drew up a few copies for distribution to the bailiffs. They're stacked upstairs near the hearth. You can take one if you wish, with this condition. If you find something, you will bring it to my attention, immediately.
So do you have any idea what happened?
It seems he escaped into the vaulted Halsorial.
Halsorial?
The sewer. Gods, what a hideous word. Anyway, he had help. That gaping hole in the wall is obviously quite new. Might have been a conventional explosion or some kind of arcane rupture. We won't know until the Revelators examine the scene.
And who are you?
So you would ask my name without offering your own? No, don't bother. I've grown to expect these clumsy troglodytic introductions. I am Telerion, Justiciar of Remand. I oversee all matters related to bonds and incarceration here in Shimmerine.
This must be a little embarrassing then.
Spilling wine on your vest at a dinner party is embarrassing. This is... Frankly, there isn't a word in the common tongue for this. It is Raxifilas. Disgraceful on a scale you outsiders can't even imagine.
I got your face, huh? So, I don't know if his mother thinks he's innocent of the charges. What happens if I bring him back?
That's a matter for the High Justiciar and the Sapiarchs. My only concern is returning him to custody. And time is of the essence, so please, be on your way.
Much of a map, more of a picture than a map. Now, what are they trying to X out here and show us? And why can't I just go into the broken passage here? They piecemeal over 2 millennia, the subterranean labyrinth of freshwater aqueducts, reservoir cisterns, voice pools, and drainage culverts are sick of nukes and crannies all over. Yeah. That's nice. I'm gonna guess if I go out here, it's gonna take me straight back into that area I was just in. You know, it kind of says something about the High Elves as well, that they have, like, this series of sewers and all this other stuff that's just been, like, growing underneath and, like, never getting addressed, never being fixed. Meanwhile, they keep on building tall skyscrapers here, while their entire base and foundation is built on shit. Like, literally shit. It's like overflowing inside the town. Nathaniel, I know what you're planning. Trust me, kid. You're playing this all wrong. We need to talk. Make your way to our, Anchor's Away Inn and order a Death's Head Ale from the Khajiit bartender. She's one of ours, so you can trust her. Move quickly, all right? I can't help you if you're dead. E. Ooh, I would like this for my house. Is it bad for me to think that I would really like to see... Yes, it's nice. I'd like to see, like, furniture dying now. Like, I didn't put much stock into, like, furniture, like, clothing dying so much. Until I saw some of them. And now I kind of want to get furniture dying instead. Like, just to add on to everything else. let's go talk to the bailiff here. He's below.
Ah, it's you again. Any luck following that crude map? My officers seem incapable of seeing this through.
Well, someone hit a scroll on the marked location. Here's a scroll.
Of course. I knew she had a hand in this. You have no idea who I'm talking about, do you? It's the mother of rats. Her children probably orchestrated this breakout. She might seek the Sapiarch's death as well. Damned sewer dwellers.
Mother of rats, huh?
Yes. She is a filthy exile who runs things in the underground. She watches over the lesser folk, beggars, outcasts, thieves, and so on. We've turned a blind eye to her activities for the most part. But if she means to kill a Sapiarch...
Well, can we talk to her, find out if she knows anything?
I'm afraid I cannot speak with an Apraxic exile. It is forbidden. You, however, she wouldn't know you from any other lice-ridden refugee. No offense.
Jesus.
Go ahead and use this passage to the underground. Seek her out and find out what she's hiding.
Alright, well, I'll do that later. For now, we're gonna go up and see if we can ascertain what's going on with the whole exile thing here.
Sentry! Raz owes you for that game of cards and has come to pay.
Well, I don't recall any... You say I won some gold?
Don't you remember? Raz always pays his debts, and he always buys the drinks.
Gold and drinks? Well, my relief should be along soon, so why not?
Monastery of Serene Harmony. Study of genealogy and ancestry remains subject of endless interest to High Elves. They're trying to trace themselves back to the to their original proto races. There's probably so many people in here right now. Let's take a look over here. What's this? Sequestered guests. Wood elves, 4 males, 3 females, all claim to be Dominion citizens. One said she lived in Summerset for more than a year, moved to separation cells. Khajiit, 7 males, 9 females, all claim to be Dominion citizens. Sent half to the preparation cells, the other half to the holding cells. Argonians, 4, gender unconclusive. Who can tell these book swimmers? They have boobs. Move the preparation cells for being for immediate siphoning. Bretons, 1 male, 2 females, claim to be traitors from Rayrest, or to see Daggerfall. Does it even matter? Why am I writing all this down? What could this new Alderic plan to do with this information? Place in the holding cells. Red Guards, 2 males, 4 females, all arrived from the ship to Hammerfall. One said she was sent by Rhino the Trader. Sent half to the holding, other half to preparation. Nords, 1 male. Claims to be part of something called the Nord Cultural Exchange. Send to holding. Can ladies later. Okay. My dear Alderic Tinkler. Telkar. I'm going to call him Tinkler. I'm so glad you suggested transferring to our beloved monastery. I'm happy to my influence to make this happen, especially with the insightful discussion concerning Queen Irene's radical and frankly dangerous decree. I look forward to working with you and making sure Shimmerine, and indeed all of Summerset remain safe and secure. Your plan to sequester newcomers in order to test their suitability and residency in Summershane is a stroke of genius. Determining who has the ability and temperament to become a productive member of our society and who will not allow us to spot troublemakers and lackadaisical transients before any damage is done. isn't a perfect solution, but will suffice it until we can urge the unforeseen queen to rescind this order and send back all the Nibiara, the unwelcome, back to where they came from. Send me a list of candidates you deem acceptable for the life in Summerset. I'm sure the Proxy Queen Irene will appreciate... Oh, Proxy Queen Alorine will appreciate some of the documentation concerning who we permitted to stay and who we sent away. I keep saying that Summerset is sacrosanct. Let Alderaan deal with all the other races. After all, our beloved queen spends all her time there anyways, carousing with cats and wood elves. I'm sure she'll have love to have more company. King Lady of Invency. Neuralos. Alright, let's talk.
No, not now, please. Your spiritual well-being can wait until after my nap.
Where can I find the people that were sequestered?
You'll have to ask one of the monks that the new Aldork brought with him. They deal with all the newcomer testing and evaluations. I'm just a simple monk trying to catch up on my sleep. That was a hint, by the way.
Tell me about the new monks.
Aldork Tilkala arrived right after the Queen issued her decree. He came highly recommended by King Lady Avanice, or so I heard. It's not unusual for monks to form attachments and move together, but there's something strange about that bunch.
What do you mean that's strange?
The Aldork and his monks keep to themselves. They've taken the Undercroft for their own purposes and ordered the rest of us to avoid the ancient vaults beneath the monastery. Now, please, let me get back to my nap.
Well, you have to have some idea where they're sequestering these guys.
Again with the questions about the newcomers. Why do you care about the complexities of Altma bureaucracy? Still, if I had to make a guess, I'd say they were taking into the Undercroft for registration and processing. Now go away.
Anything else I should know about the monastery?
The monastery should be a place of peace and meditation. The Aldork has closed us down until further notice. That means if any of the monks spot you, they'll raise the alarm. Me? I never saw you. Now, if you don't mind, my nap awaits.
Have your perfect nap. Visible pearls up above, okay. That's a big pearl.
Unusual knick-knack for an Aldork's office, wouldn't you agree?
Hello.
I noticed you skulking around while I was engaged in some skulking of my own. I suppose we both came to the monastery with a similar purpose in mind.
What purpose would that be?
The sequestered newcomers. I came to find out what happened to a friend. I assume that's what brought you here as well? A house of worship shouldn't be used as an internment camp, and it shouldn't be locked to the public either.
Oh, I saw a pearl like that. There's also strange creatures nearby, too.
Interesting. I've never seen anything quite like it. I find it intriguing and a bit disturbing. But we aren't here to discuss curios. Strange creatures notwithstanding. We need to find out what's happening with the missing newcomers.
How'd you get by the sentry, anyways?
The sentry doesn't appear to have stopped you, so I could ask you the same question. Let's just agree that we both have our methods. Curious, but I feel that there's more going on in Shimmerine than the usual politics and community relations.
So what else is going on here, though?
That's the question, my cautious friend. We have a newly appointed Aldork and a disgruntled kin lady, both opposed to the Queen's decree. What's their connection to the missing newcomers? I was about to explore the Undercroft. Care to join me?
Let's go take a look.
A curious pearl. I wonder where the Aldork acquired it. Probably not important. I'll meet you in the Undercroft, and we can see what's going on with the newcomers.
What?
She reminds me of, a little bit like Razendar. I wonder if she's an eye.
You belong on the other side of that door.
Something's wrong down here. I sense magic. Vile magic. Cages? These people did nothing to deserve such treatment. There's someone alive over there. See if you can help her.
Hello?
Thank the Divines! You aren't one of the monks. Please, let me out of here.
Why'd they lock you up?
It's a nightmare. We came to Summerset to seek new opportunities. We barely stepped off the ship when they marched us to the monastery. Instead of questioning us or the usual high elf bureaucracy, they locked us in these cages.
There's only a few of you. Where are the rest?
The monks gathered them a few moments ago and took them through the door on the far side of the chamber. Please, let me out of here before they take me away like the others.
I'll out the cage, but we're gonna have to go see what's in the next chamber here.
Is that
Oh, thank you for setting me free.
Do you unlock this one? Покажіть.
A Daedra? Here? And that's a Scoffin, if I remember my Daedric recitations correctly. Very curious.
Dead Scoffin doing a monastery devoted to the Eight.
An excellent question, and one I hope to find the answer to. From the evidence before us, it appears this Nord killed the Scoffin before he succumbed to his own wounds. Good for him. I found this key on the creature's belt, so we can open that door.
That's where the prisoner said the monks were taking the newcomers.
Then I suggest we pick up the pace. We need to determine what's actually happening down here, and who's behind all this. Without answers to those questions, we won't be able to decide on our best course of action.
What about your missing friend? Not here yet?
I'll explain everything later. For now, we need to hurry.
It's not just your friend, is it? It's your loved one.
Daedric cultists? Those poor people. This wasn't just about newcomers and opposing the Queen's decree. That was Daedric magic back there. I just wish we had arrived a few moments earlier.
So what happened to that pearl? You destroy it?
I promised to explain what I know. I suppose that now's as good a time as any. I'm a member of the Psijic Order. Our Rite Master sent me to investigate a warning we received about a plot involving Summerset. My inquiries led me here.
Okay, so the Psijic Order then?
The Psijic Order is an ancient magical monastic society. We served as advisors to the rulers of Tamriel, but that was before we removed our island home from the world. Now this threat has drawn us back. But why are you involved in all of this?
Well, I'm working for Razendar, Queen's Eyes, but what happened to the pearl?
An Eye of the Queen? Interesting. I diffused the Daedric magic and transported the pearl to Artaeum, the Psijic island for safekeeping and study, so we can learn more about it. But we can discuss this further once we get out of here.
Alright, let's get going. Oh, they're hiding books inside these bookshelves now, too. True crafting, too. Khajiit knows how to sneak.
Living on Artaeum for a few centuries doesn't prepare you for physical activity. Let the Eye of the Queen know what we discovered, and I'll catch up with you later.
Sure.
We were warned that Daedric princes had their eyes on Summerset, but I didn't expect that level of danger from what was supposed to be a simple investigation. I suggest you tell the Eye of the Queen what we discovered. I'll catch up with you later.
So how'd you get up in all this? You said the train was sent away.
We received word that there was the potential for trouble in Summerset, so the Rightmaster sent me to take a look. Even so, Artaeum isn't a prison. We're Psijic mages. We can come and go as we like, just so long as it advances our studies.
So you didn't tell... Why didn't you tell me, remember?
I did tell you. Once I ascertained I could trust you and the time was right. When we make a rare visit back to Nirn, we try to keep a low profile. Rumors about our order tend to make people uncomfortable, and even nervous in our presence.
Met an oracle. Where was Glenumbra? She said to have a connection with the Alterium.
Ah, that would be one of the Rightmaster's many contacts. Another source for the warnings we received. We may have removed ourselves from the world, but we like to keep abreast of events across Tamriel and beyond.
And what about this missing friend you mentioned?
A partial truth. Easier to remember than an outright lie. Another member of our order came to Summerset a few months back. We haven't heard from him, so I decided to look into both matters while I was here. Unfortunately, he continues to elude me.
Do you think he's trying to hide from you?
No, not intentionally. We may be sages, but we're still just people. We can become restless, succumb to sorrow or frustration. My friend may have decided that life on Artaeum was no longer satisfying. I just want to know he's safe.
Aww. Alright, let's go talk to Rosendal. Hey, Majin. Let's go have some drinks, guys. Anchors away in. He's supposedly here.
I've got what you need.
Hmm? Oh, he's above.
Ah, this one's new partner returns. What interesting scandal did you uncover in the monastery? Tell Raz every juicy detail.
Yeah, the people sequestered were killed for a powerful Daedric ritual. I found this letter.
That isn't the kind of scandal Raz was hoping for. Murder, Daedric rituals, and traitorous behavior have a way of ruining an otherwise perfect day. We need to learn the extent of the Kin Lady's involvement. And by we, Raz means you.
Oh, great. So you want to go to accuse a Kin Lady of conspiring with the Daedric cult then, huh?
Accuse? Not exactly. Raz wants you to talk to her. See what she knows about the Oldar. The Kin Lady is meeting with local leaders. Attend that meeting and learn the truth. This invitation and set of elegant clothes will get you through the door.
Yep, I also met a mage from the Sixth Order.
A Sijik? Raz has heard rumors, but there are always rumors about the Sijiks. For an island of sages who disappeared more than 300 years ago, they certainly seem to get around. Did this Sijik mage say what the Order was investigating?
Something about a warning. It seems pretty interested in the life-sucking pearl.
There was a life-sucking pearl. You should probably have led with that bit of information. Well, we can worry about the Sijik mage and figure out where these pearls came from later. For now, go see what the Kin Lady has to say.
Oh, shouldn't you speak to the Kin Lady? I mean, you work for the Queen, right?
Kin Lady Avenice and Raz do not get along. You see, there was a horse, a platter of pudding tarts, and... No. This
Yes,
one
I do.
won't bore you with the sordid details. Besides, everyone behaves well when they see Raz. You will learn more than I would.
A horse, a platter of pudding tarts, and... Okay, guys, I'm gonna go get a drink here. I want you to finish that sentence. A horse, a platter of pudding tarts, and... what?
No. She brought out God in her acceptance speech. Oh, it was so good up until that point.
Argonians. A dog eating a drop by. How you doing, hamburger? A horse, a platter of pudding tarts, and Argonians. A dog eating drop by. We should have a card games against humanity Tamriel edition. Like, you know, we take all these sayings and like just, you know, a horse, a platter of pudding tarts, and an envoy. And we have to choose, like, with the best one out of them. One minute here. I gotta adjust the sounds a little bit here. Maybe by 18. That's only affect mine, but if you guys are having issues listening to the stream or anything like that, let me know. Well, levels should be good, but if we have any issues, again, let me know. What was that? Old Darius sheet music. War of Musk. Engineer figurine. Autograph calling card. A signed sloppily in illustrated card depicting someone's intended indeterminate race and gender. A forger might be finding useful in this. Coral crab marionette. Voided and lacquered a vibrant, colorful sheen. This beautiful husk be used throughout the 16 strings. Interesting. Lord Thudley.
Do I look like I wanted company? I don't.
Oh.
Hail.
By the way, I want this new dress. I already want this new dress.
You stood against the Daedra in Dune. Bright moons be praised.
Queen Irene promised we'd fall in love with the sky and the sea. She said that her people would be kind and accepting. This one hasn't heard that many lies since she watched a performance by the House of Reveries. Sorry. Just feeling down.
Oh. New recipes there.
You can't truly say you visited a city until you've sampled its brews. And with that in mind, I must have visited Shimmerine over 15 times today.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
My star-eyed bride of Alan, lost in storm and spray. My star-eyed bride of Alan.
Ah, it's you.
I was hoping to get a cheap room for the night, but the FMs have the entire city booked up. Typical.
FMs.
Hail.
I suppose the divine prosecution helped you settle into our fair city? Or maybe it was monks at the monastery. I never remember who's dealing with these sorts of things. Your gold is good here. Just don't expect a seat at the table. Or a glass.
Look at all those coins he's getting. Da, 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 da.
Hmm?
In Summerset, oh Summerset, our fair and pretty land is threatened from beyond a clear and shining sea. The Welkinar, our griffin knights, take wing and make a stand. With courage, strength, and bravery, they keep the ultimate free.
Oh, this house again? Alright. No trace of vampirism on this person. How far am I to Summerset? Just doing the starting quest here. Hello.
Yes? And who might you be?
I need to speak to Kin Lady Evelisi.
The Kin Lady is currently engaged. She's holding a conference with Shimmerine's elite to discuss certain political matters.
Yes, I have an invitation right here.
Yes. So you do. And may I say that your outfit is suitably elegant. Please, head into the garden.
Thank you. Elegant. Who is here?
We all have concerns regarding the Queen's decree. I assure you that I am working with all Dark Takala to safeguard the sanctity of Shimmerine and all of Summerset. Enjoy the food and drink. Business of the city requires my attention, but I shall rejoin you shortly.
Yep, totally evil. Let's talk to Eldark here. Hi.
How bold of you. The Neberard dares to stand in my holy presence. Very well, bold Neberard. What can the new Aldark of Shimmerine do for you? And please, try not to bore me or spray any spittle on my spotless vestments.
I heard you and the Kin Lady are planning for administrating the Queen's decree. Or have a plan for administrating, sorry.
You heard that somewhere, did you? I'll have to have a discussion with the Divine Prosecution about how lax our security has become.
Yep.
No, I jest. The Kin Lady and I have nothing but the best interests of Summerset and the newcomers in mind.
Is that why you're requesting all the newcomers and other non-high elves beneath the monastery there?
You really are well informed about things here in Shimmerine, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
For a Nebarah.
You keep calling me Nemoar. What does that mean?
You're right. Where are my manners? Using a word you couldn't possibly be expected to understand. It means unwelcome. As in, you are not welcome here.
Should I really be saying this right now to this guy? So, how common is it for high elves monks to conspire with Daedra?
That's a serious accusation to toss around so casually.
Yeah, it is.
What did you say your name was again? I want to make sure to add it to the Divine Prosecution's observation log. For your own protection, you understand.
It is Razum daughter. If you'll excuse me, I just remember I had someplace else to be.
I suddenly remembered some business I need to deal with as well. Feel free to pester the other guests in my absence.
Uh-huh. Craft Reeve.
First, the Kin Lady invites us to discuss the situation in Shimmerine. Then, she tells us to sit here and wait. And now, a damn Nebarah is standing close enough for me to smell it. Well, Nebarah, speak up, or is talking not part of your repertoire?
Okay, so what do you think about what the Kin Lady is speaking in? God damn it, are you, like, inviting me to look down there? Like, seriously, that's... why? Why? Just... We have to go in, guys. We have to go in. Yep. His shit doesn't stink. But he's got nothing down there to go. He's got nothing going on down there either. You never seen somebody use a face rig on Twitch before? There's a couple of us. If you have more questions about why I use face rig, you can always take a look at my YouTube channel. And yes, I do show my own face once in a while. Just usually don't do it while the kids are awake or I have the wife in the background. So, what do you think the Kin Lady's playing here?
Everyone knows what the Kin Lady thinks of the Queen's decree. I suppose she plans to oppose the new policy. Keep more Nebarah from reaching our shores. Somehow. I just hope she doesn't do anything that ruins our expanded trade agreements.
So how do you feel about the Queen's decree?
That's a loaded question, Nebarah. Look, I get as nervous as a pigeon in a griffin eyrie just thinking about having a lizard living right next door. But I can't argue with the Queen's success. The expanded trade agreements have been a star send.
So what does this new word mean to you?
Nebarah? Well, I suppose that's our word for the newcomers. I guess you could say it's impolite, but old habits can be hard to break. No offense. Look, I don't have an issue with the newcomers. Some of my best workers weren't born on the island.
Mm-hmm. All this is very, like, kind of racist. Hey, Chief.
Another newcomer. Ink has barely dried on the Queen's decree, and there are already more of you than I can count. I look forward to hearing how the Kin Lady and New Aldark plan to protect Summerset's interests.
It sounds like you're not too fond of the Queen's decree.
Does it? Perhaps. The newcomers are different. They understand neither Altmer society nor the rules of protocol and etiquette. Makes my job as an officer of the Divine Prosecution more difficult. I just hope the New Aldark really has a plan.
So what's the Divine Prosecution?
The Divine Prosecution serves as Summerset's premier law keepers. We enforce secular and religious law, making sure that all social and cultural rules are adhered to. The fact that you didn't know that proves the Aldark's concerns are justified.
And what can you tell me about the New Aldark?
Well, don't really know the new Aldark all that. Wait a moment. I don't know who you are, and I'm not sure I like the tenor of your questions. Perhaps you should move along before I forget this is a social gathering and that I'm not on duty?
Mm-hmm. Canon Reeve, hi.
A newcomer, here in the Kin Lady's garden, enduring her latest rant on the dangers of the Queen's decree? Oh, that's just grand.
Yes.
I really can't wait to see her expression when she finally notices your presence.
Mm-hmm. You seem to be taking this business of the Queen's Decree kind of lightly, huh?
Am I? Some probably see it that way. What do I care? I'm the Canon Reeve of Shimmerine. Kin Lady Avanice may outrank me, but I'm the one who keeps the city's bureaucracy functioning smoothly. It's what I do. What were we talking about again?
So what do you know about the Kin Lady's plans?
Complain, most likely. My cousin excels at that. I assume she may have something else worked out with the new Aldark, but she has yet to bring me into her confidence on the matter. Frankly, I assumed that's why we were here.
So what's the Canon Reeve?
I'm a Canon Reeve, my dear. I thought we established that.
Yeah?
It's an official title, given to diplomats and bureaucrats who administer to county seats. A gift from my cousin Avanice, I suppose. In your land, I'd probably be called the mayor.
Uh-huh. In other words, you just have a fancy title, you don't do shit. Nope, above? Yep, above.
How dare you barge into my home without so much as a by your leave?
Hi.
No, I refuse to deal with one of the Queen's guests, especially not in my own home. How did you get in here, by the way? No, never mind that. Since you found your way in, I assume you can find your way back out, before I call the guards.
So why do you oppose the Queen's Decree here?
Such innocence. You really want to know why I oppose the Queen's order to allow newcomers to enter Summerset? Because I'm trying to protect both the island and the newcomers. It's in everyone's best interest that we maintain a separation.
And Aldark agrees with your efforts to protect the island and the newcomers?
Aldark Tilkala came highly recommended. He has grand plans for protecting Shimmerine. Grand plans. Unfortunately, in my haste to deal with the Queen's decree, I may have made an error in judgment.
And what's that error, huh?
Not that it's any concern of yours, but my Chancellor has been unable to verify the Aldark's existence prior to when we met. And I recommended him for the position at the monastery. I assure you, Kin Lord Millenthal praised Tilkala to no end.
And were you aware that Aldar's monks were killing the newcomers under the monastery?
That's preposterous. Aldark Tilkala sequesters the newcomers to ascertain their suitability for life in Summerset. Those who pass will find a place here. As for the rest, they'll be returned to wherever they came from. That's what we agreed to.
It sounds like you should go take a look at the monastery yourself and see all the dead bodies.
My lady, one of the monks said to deliver this message. It's from the Aldark himself.
The Coral Forest. An odd location for a meeting, but I need to hear the Aldark's explanation.
You're dead. You, lady, are dead. Oh, and look at that frown. Somebody's in Frown Town right now. Wish I could get a better shot here. Like, please move. Please move. Please move. Oh, whatever. There we go. Got a nice little screenshot of that lovely face. Just giving us the brightest smile ever. You know, while we're here, let's go down and see if we can go find that rat lady. Shimmerine Waterworks. Follow the rats. Alright. Where are you going? It went through there. Mother's den. Hello. Look at all this place.
Mind your step down here, mate. If you step on one of Mother's rats, I don't know what she'll do.
Stay as long as you like, outsider. You'll talk to an Aprax elf. That tells me all I need to know.
Mm-hmm. Council of Floor here. Draconian. Alright, let's talk.
Well, well. You made it. You'll forgive me if I don't stand to greet you. I have a thing about social niceties. My spies told me you were coming, but neglected to say why. You're a recent arrival to the Isle, yes? I'm intrigued. What brings you?
Well, I see somebody who has a bigger dick than that other guy there. God damn. So, yeah, we're looking for a young elf named Arathel. You know anything about it?
Ah, Arathel, the reluctant idealist. Yes, I know a bit. He's a friend of ours. I heard he was in a spot of trouble, so I sent a few of my children to collect him. Unfortunately, he bumbled his way into a prison cell. That was ill-advised.
Well, he wasn't in the cell for long. Did you take him?
We had nothing to do with it. That boy has run afoul of some very dangerous people, and they're not about to let him go. Arathel's a valuable commodity down here. He's young, impressionable, and most importantly, he has access to the Sapiarch.
Well, he insisted that you involve a plot to kill the Sapiarch and turn himself in.
Well, he wasn't lying. A rival of mine, Miralon, swept Arathel away from us. Lured him in with promises of adventure. Convinced him that killing the Sapiarch would start a revolution. Of course, the boy got cold feet. Now they have him.
So what, you know where they took him?
No, but I know someone who does. I sent one of my children to keep an eye on Miralon's operation. A Khajiit named Zonhai. He'll know where the boy's kept. Explore the tunnels west of here. You'll find Zonhai. Or more likely, he'll find you.
So who are you exactly?
I'm the mother of rats. You know that already. Are you looking for an autobiography or something? Speak plainly.
I just want to know a little bit of the person I'm working with here.
That's fair, I guess. I'm what the Clods and the Kinhouses call an Apraxic, an elf criminal. There are other high elf misfits called ousters, but the fortunes of an Apraxic are a little more severe.
So what did you do?
I forged a document.
That's all?
Well, the ensuing dispute sent 43 mer to the funeral pyre. It was a patent of lineage, you see. Kinlords take that sort of thing very seriously. Insufferable. Anyway, they shattered my Callion, my Praxic talisman, and sent me packing.
So why'd you do it?
For the most foolish reason of all. Love. Hilarious, right? Anyway, everyone here knows my past, but they accept me as I am. They even look to me for leadership, as if they need it. Hierarchy's a bad joke, Kabram. Remember that.
So how well do you know of Artheliel? Artheliel? Arthel. Yeah.
Well enough. He's young, which is to say he's bullheaded and self-righteous. Good for a laugh, if nothing else. He came looking for relief from the strictness, you know? All the rules and expectations. They can drive an elf mad.
So you think he's capable of killing a Sapiarch?
50 years of exile has taught me many, many things. But the most important lesson is this. Anyone is capable of anything. A snot-nosed kin would murder his most beloved dog with a shovel if you gave him a good enough reason.
Do you think Moran will give him a good enough reason?
Clearly he didn't. I thank the fates for that. Arthel wouldn't make it a week as an Aprax. Too much of a people person. It's lucky for us too. If someone killed the Sapiarch, we'd be blamed. Guaranteed. Just another fringe benefit of exile.
What can you tell about Merlon in this group?
Miralon's a recent arrival. He's not an Aprax or an ouster, but he tries to act the part. I've twisted more arms than I can count, trying to find out where he's from. But so far I have very little to show for it. That's why Zanhai's where he is.
Do you know why he'd want the Sapiarch dead?
Because killing the Sapiarchs will provoke that elusive revolution we're all supposed to be pining for. The Sapiarchs, the Divine Prosecution, the Ascendants. They're masters of a deranged system of oppression. Who wouldn't want a bit of payback?
Do you believe all that?
Of course not. Revolutions are just fairy tales for idiot children. Killing a Sapiarch will do nothing but bring the Divine Prosecution down on our heads. The more I learn about Miralon, the more I think that might be exactly what he wants.
Interesting. So they're basically trying to start a war between like the ousters and everyone else. Sowing discontent.
He is mad as a sugar-sick frog. Please, Edani, you must go. If only for a few days.
Will you at least come with me?
I want to, my love, but I still have much to do. Who's this now?
One of your friends from Mother's Den? Please, Sanhai, be quick.
Hello.
Zanhi does not wish to fight you, Walker. But he will if he must. You will speak your business, yes?
Hey, I'm just your friend of the mother of rats. I'm here to find a high elf named Arathel.
If you were a friend to these Black Wake thugs, you would already know. This one will tell you what he found, but you must act quickly. Miralon plucked Arathel from his cell and brought him here. He means to bend the boy's mind, I think.
Where can I find Miralon?
He claimed the caverns ahead. But the way is guarded by more Blackwake warriors, and worse. This elf is more than he seems, Walker. He is a spellweaver who consorts with Daedra. If you aim to rescue Arathel, you will have to deal with Miralon.
What do you mean that Miralon aims to bend his mind?
Miralon wields magics that Zanhi has never seen before. Spells that twist good elves' brains and make them dance to the caster's rhythm. Arathel refused to kill the Sapiarch, but this one thinks, given enough time, Miralon will make him do it.
What were you and your friend talking about when I arrived here?
Hedani was taken in by the Black Wake's lies. The Mother of Rats sent me to spy on Miralon, but in truth, I came here to rescue my love. She was confused. But Zani will get her to safety.
Get her to safety? What do you think is going to happen here?
If Mirolon bends the boy, Arathel, and makes him kill the Sepiarch, the elf guards will storm this place by the hundreds. Soldiers of the Divine Prosecution do not show Khajiit mercy. Staying here would be a death sentence, you see.
Ah, yes, yes.
Savior will loosen his grip on us. We will make him.
Yep, that's not going to happen. Stealthing. Stealthing. I go stealth and there's like no enemies. There's a lot of alchemy equipment here. A lot of alchemy equipment, jeez. Namira's serving here? For the Earl's consideration, our plans of Shimmerine has continued at peace. Some improvisation is required, but the plot remains on schedule. The youth who mentioned in the last report will practically abandon the task when we set it before him. I made it very clear that Sepiarch must die by his hand. If he refuses, delighted defiance, I have resolved to make him do it by mind sculpting. It should not take very long before he's my thrall. I regret that his recovery required a small explosion in the city proper. No doubt this will attract the attention of the Divine Prosecution, but I assure you they will not have a chance to interfere. Very soon, the Sepiarch will be slain, and our city will be followed with turmoil. I will contact you again when the task is completed. In Oblivion's name, Merlon. Alright, let's go talk to him. Oh, above. I like it when bad guys just reveal their entire plans. They write a letter or something like that. Leave evidence behind. That's a good plan. There we go. Hi. How you doing?
Don't hurt me! Wait, you're not one of them, are you? Sorry, as soon as I saw an opening, I took off running. I didn't even see that drop. Honestly, I'm lucky to be alive. For the moment, at least. My mother is going to kill me.
Your mother's the one who sent me, actually. I need to get back to the mother's den.
Oh, that's two mothers that will want my head. All right, I'll follow, at a distance. I've had enough excitement for one lifetime.
Alright, stay close, see, you'll be fine. You're down here for some reason.
Easy, guardsman. This boy's under our protection.
All of you, quiet. Have a word with our mutual friend, Talarian. If you want the truth, that is.
Where are you?
You better get rid of that Talarian quick. My knife hand's getting twitchy.
Oh, I never came back over here either. Hello, Khajiit. Oh, I'm an Argonian.
You are welcome to join us here if you wish. It may not look like much, but what it lacks in style, it makes up for in kindness and freedom.
I don't see why most of these people just don't leave the island. If you're not welcome here, well, for certain people, if this is actually their home, I understand it. For the other folks, I don't think I could stand this, like, this, what is it? No. This is just this blatant racism and classism the place has.
If you want a place here, you've got to earn it. Pitch in, keep your nose clean, and you'll do just fine.
Alright.
Hello.
Hello.
I was a Halalu coin baron in Varenfell. Did you know that? Now? Just look at this place. Look what I've fallen to. Hello.
Hello. So much fun with all the bubbles. Yep. What else do we have here? Hey.
A dark fate pursues this one.
Oh. Poor Khajiit. Alright. Teleron, let's talk.
Oh, there you are. I was beginning to worry that you had been swallowed by a salamander. You retrieved the boy for us, I see. Well done.
Actually he's innocent. An evil sorcerer is trying to use him to kill the Sapiarch, but the boy refused.
Ah, the oft-used "a wizard made me do it" defense. It's an excuse I've heard before. Many, many times. Do you have proof, or is this all fanciful conjecture?
I have proof. This is among the captured's belongings.
It seems this Miralon played a role in a much wider conspiracy. Troubling. I will take this to my superiors. As for the boy, he can go free. For now. A word of advice. Avoid these urchins and Apraxics. They are nothing but trouble.
They just saved... I'm not gonna say it. They just freaking saved your group here from, like,
So, you found our lost sheep. Well done. As you can see, I sent for Arathel's mother. She won't speak to me, of course, but she seems appreciative enough. Perhaps this will be a teachable moment for the both of them. One can hope, I suppose.
what's gonna happen to Arathel, then?
Difficult to say. The fact that he's been fraternizing with Apraxics won't reflect well on him. But at least you proved he's not a murderer. That's something, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've done far more than rescue a stray high elf, Karam. Take this, and my thanks.
Thank you.
Take notice, sewer dwellers. I know where you are. Keep your affairs in order, or our next encounter will be far less pleasant.
Thank you so much for finding Arthel. Bless you. Oh, I think I might want to be an adventurer too.
No, you've had quite enough adventure for one lifetime. Once again, you have my deepest thanks, Caraval. I don't know what I would have done if they'd taken my boy.
I don't know what to say other than thank you. The Sapiarchs may expel me for all this, but that's something I can live with. People in high places don't have all the answers. The mother of rats taught me that. So did you.
Mm-hmm. Here, let me help out this family here. Meet Arrow. There. No longer need to worry about being an adventurer. Old wounds, I guess. Still, I wonder what's, like, why these waterworks are like this. Well, I guess it shows that, like, as much as, like, as nice and neat and perfect as everything is up top here, every place has, like, some, like, nasty sewer place down below that no one's paying attention to, and they're just letting it go to shit. Hello?
I wouldn't recommend going into the city's underground. Such a place tends to attract the lowest factors of Summerset society.
Mm-hmm. And those elves don't want to get dirty. Well, guess what? The Queen decreed it so that newcomers can come in. So guess what? You have people that can take care of it now, right? There's no need to worry about getting dirty. So have the newcomers go in and live there. Oh, let's go talk to Razendar here. Actually, that'd be a great way to put it there, too. Like, okay, you want to come to our city and we're racist assholes? Well, that's fine. We have this perfect area for you to fix up, clean, and get working. And if you can do that, you can come to our city and do whatever you want. Right? That would... See, racism doesn't have to necessarily be... Like, you know, racism's shitty either way, really. But you don't have to let that racism take over your life. You can always make it more practical, too. Get rid of that classism and elitism a little bit by making it, by just focusing on what's reasonable. You have a problem, you need it fixed? Okay. Here's the solution for it. Everyone, you go live in the sewers and fix it up. Then you can live in our city full of elitist elves. We think you stink because you live in a sewer. They won't thank you for the fact that you're saving them because their shit is like slowly destroying and rotting out the inside of their city. But at least we solved some issues, right? And at the same time, again, I don't understand, like from a personal standpoint, why would I want to come to live here when I just, like, there's no opportunities here except if I was going to be, like, sweeping a broom or being a servant. That's got to take some balls to do that. Hey, Hamburger. Not much. We just, we saved a young high elf. We learned that all high elves are pretty much racist around here. Hey, Grubson. I'm doing pretty good. And now we're about to talk to my favorite Khajiit, Razendar.
Psst. Pretend you are adjusting your boot or admiring the architecture. As hard as it may be, look anywhere but directly at Raz. Good, good. Now, tell Raz what you learned at the King Lady's manor.
King Lady believes newcomers are being sequestered and sent away.
Raz thinks Avanis is as naive as she is complicit, but she's not a murderer. This new Oldark, though, has so much blood on his hands, it looks like he's wearing red gloves. From what I could discover, he didn't exist before he came to Shimmerin.
And overheard Kinlady say he's going to the Coral Forest, too.
The Coral Forest? A strange meeting place. Raz thinks we should go and see what the Oldark is up to. After I take back that outfit, I might need it again later. Ah, you have a pretty admirer, my friend. The Sijic Sage, yes? Here she comes now.
Alright, let's find out what Velbracini has to say.
I'm glad I found you. While watching the King Lady's mansion, I saw her ladyship sneak out the back and leave the city.
The King Lady is meeting the Oldark in the Coral Forest. Raz smells something, and it isn't moon sugar biscuits.
Your reputation precedes you, Eye of the Queen. I am Valcerin of the Sijic Order, and I agree that the Oldark is more than a simple monk.
We should work together, yes? But let's travel separately, to avoid attracting unwanted attention. Raz will find you both at the Coral Forest.
I kind of wonder if Razandar right now is just like kind of skulking away like, I usually get the last word, but god damn it, she had a better exit than me. Let's follow Razandar until he disappears. Do you seriously go in there? Gajit. Nope, nothing new, nothing special. Oyster shell comb. Bye-bye. Uh-oh. People do not like me here. God damn it. Do I have to kill you guys? How's he freaking shooting me through the goddamn thing here? I'm really not trying to kill you guys, but you're really forcing me to do some stuff here. God damn it. Okay. Well, some mistakes were made. Some people are bleeding out, bleeding poison from their neck, but we're done. I feel like my orc's gonna have a great time here. My Khajiit's already having a good time here. Divine prosecution conversation. Oh, style pages, okay. now upstanding. Yay! I haven't had a chance to use those in a while. Hello, Suck.
Not only must the divine persecution contend with new arrivals, we must be wary of those who would take advantage of this time of confusion.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Alright, let's go see them in the forest here. I kind of like how many of these trees are just like side by side and like twisting around each other. Okay, take that. It's still flapping in the air as I take it. It's making a disgusting squishy sound when I take the insect parts too. Well, was. Oh, everyone's here now.
One of Somerset's more unique environments, the Coral Forest. I used to love coming here when I was growing up. We need to find out why the Aldark asked Kin Lady Avanice to meet him out here.
How we're gonna find the Aldark and Kin Lady?
Based on what we saw in the monastery's undercroft, I'm hesitant to use magic to locate them. I suppose we'll have to find them through mundane means. Too bad the Queen's spy isn't here yet. I understand he's good at this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. No.
You know nothing of the plan, you fool. Let me give you a taste of what Prince of Bargains has in store for this.
Razumdar apprehended the Kin Lady. They're at the west edge of the Coral Forest. What happened to Aldark Tilkalar? Did he escape?
Suppose he's dead. Heard him mention the Prince of Bargains.
I think we can conclude that Tilkalar wasn't actually an Aldark. At least, not with his connection to the Prince of Bargains' Clavicus Vial. Strange magic and creatures worry me, however. Hopefully the pearl I sent to Artaeum can tell us more.
What do you think you can learn about this pearl?
You'd be surprised what a particular object can reveal if you know how to unlock its secrets. I need to return and tell Right Master Ikesis all that transpired here. If you're willing, I'd like you to come to Artaeum and confirm my story.
Who's the Right Master?
The Right Master leads the Sijic Order from Kapora Tower on the island of Artaeum. This spell attunes you to a portal near Shimmerine in the ruins of the Keep of 11 Forces. It always leads to Artaeum, no matter the island's current location.
Oh, I'll go to Artaeum and talk to Right Master then. And after I check on Razumdar, though.
One more adjustment and there! You are now attuned. Find me on Artaeum after you finish with the Eye of the Queen.
Oh, that way.
Five Claw. The King Lady and Raz had the most illuminating conversation.
Oh, yes.
My social standing is ruined. Just ruined.
Oh, no.
Queen Irene will be disappointed that the King Lady of Shimmerine allowed a false Aldar to murder so many newcomers.
You don't say.
Such a scandal makes other travelers uneasy about coming here, yes?
Yep, and the Aldark the Aldark called on the Prince of Bargains where it killed him, so.
The Prince of Bargains. That could only be Clavicus Vile. What oblivion-inspired nest of vipers has Raz stumbled into? This one has a very bad feeling about all of this. Where is the Sijic Sage? Raz would like to ask her what she thinks.
Return to Artaeum. She invited me to come speak to her.
The Sijic Order's interest in all of this concerns Razudar. This one has never had much love of magic, or those that practice the art. On the other hand, now Raz has his own person on the inside. An Eye of Raz, if you will, yes?
An Eye of Raz. Well, Valsurian said the Order will try finding more about the Aldark and the Abysmal Pearls there.
Then you must go to Artaeum and discover what the Sijics have learned. When you return, you can tell Raz all about it so he can pass it along to the Queen. Yes, Raz likes this plan. In the meantime, Raz will investigate the Daedric connection.
Yeah, Kin Lady, let's talk.
Have you come to gloat? To kick me while I wallow in my own misery?
Yes.
Well, go ahead. I deserve it.
So how were you involved with the Aldark here?
I met him at Kinlord Millenthal's party in Eleanor. We had similar ideas about the Queen's decree, and I recommended that he lead the monastery. Summerset isn't a stew pot, and the various races aren't ingredients to be sprinkled in like so much spice.
So you knew he planned to kill the newcomers?
What a hateful accusation. Tilkala told me he was going to send them back where they came from. I had no idea he planned to kill them. I give you my word. I just wanted the newcomers to go away. And to find out he worshipped Daedra? How crude.
So do all the monks in the monastery worship Daedra?
I certainly hope not. We'll have to get the divine prosecution in there to gather up the monks Tilkala brought with him to Shimmerine. We can't have Daedric cultists desecrating a holy site. I suppose I need to beg for mercy from the proxy queen.
That might be best. Perfect emote at the right time. Hey. Hey, hey, Kin Lady. Kin Lady. Why do you have such a frown? Huh? Huh? What's that frown? What's that frown? You know what you need to do? Huh? You know what you need to do? Make a happy face. I'm sure she'll be fine, right, guys? What's this here? Merchant.
The coral forest may be beautiful, but don't let it catch you off guard. My wares can make sure you're prepared for anything.
Not really. But I can still sell some stuff to you. Dismiss. Preview. Well, preview's not working. I'll probably get rid of that. I mean, that is a helpful add-on. I hope they fix it. Alright guys, it's 10:21. I'm going to take a quick break here. We've been going on for since about 8:30 or so, or 8. I'm going to go check on the kids, make sure they're going to potty and all that good stuff, and we'll start up here in a little bit. Meantime, enjoy Kennedy Sink. And we'll come back, we'll have a little discussion about the joys of Sigix, and what I really think about some of these gosh darn elves and what they're doing here.
At our X-Bar, we tell
How you guys doing again? Year of None. Back again. Yay! Okay. So, let's talk about the story so far. We started off Somerset today. We had a few issues starting up, but of course we got ourselves started mid-afternoon. Finished up, or started again here in the evening. And we learned a little bit about Shimmersheen, or Shimmerine, which is the main town that they have here. High Elves, of course, have always been like a very elitist type of group, classist, and also pretty racist as well. Storylines are going to probably have a lot of racism going forward, a lot of classism going forward. I'm interested in that. It's an interesting storyline and an interesting mechanic to it. Overall, I kind of like the way they're kind of handling it too. You got all levels of like just like elitism to it. You got the high elves, like the very high kin lords and all that stuff. They think they're doing people a favor by trying to push them out and all that stuff. You got like the casual people that are just kind of like, well, you guys don't really belong here, but I have this thing I really need to get done, so I guess I'm going to involve you to it. And it's just kind of like, overall, everyone just doesn't want anyone that's outside of the area involved in this. They're very xenophobic in several senses here. Now, that being said, I have to say, like, the newcomers to this area, I can't even see why they would even come into this area. Like, from my standpoint, I'd be like, you know, people are dying, people are, like, they're getting turned in and shipped off to the monastery as soon as they come in. I would just, like, not even get off the boat and just say, oh, no, I'm a crew hand. I'm not going onto this thing here. There's no way I would be doing this stuff. This is kind of insane to, like, just to think, like, oh, yeah, you're going to go to this new island here where they're going to all hate you and all this other stuff. So, for myself, I can't even imagine trying to go into these areas and trying to, like, acclimate to an entirely new area, entirely like this, where they just hate you just because you're different. But those people are brave, and I just can't relate myself to it, though, trying to imagine that's what you want to do. Some people have to be really determined or think there's something that's really there for them to do so. Yeah, it's a little funny because there's a story behind why we all go there. Well, yeah, for us, we're kind of eyes of the queen, and we kind of get pulled in by because we're like adventurers and all this other stuff here. But other people just trying to make a living and deciding to go there, that takes balls. Like, that takes a lot of, like, chutzpah to be thinking, I'm going to go to this entirely new area that's just been opened up and see if I can get an opportunity. I can't imagine myself doing it. I'd be waiting on the bandwagon, like, I'd be waiting to hear if there's going to be something there for me before I actually would commit myself to going. But that's me. You know, some people might have a bit more chutzpah to do so. Myself, I'd be on the fence being like, yeah, these guys don't want us here, so I'm going to keep myself back. Not to say they're doing it wrong, though. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I can't even imagine what the frick they're trying to go through on this. It's kind of insane. But, yeah. That's kind of what you learn in some of these games, too. You kind of get a taste for some of that stuff that you have to deal with in real life at times as well. Hopefully it all can be a little bit better because of it, too. I'd like to imagine we could all be a little bit better. Unfortunately, I also feel like there's a lot of people in there that just would... I like to get into that stuff. Make runner venom blade. Alright. Also, for as like, quote unquote, perfect as the Summerset Isles are, they have a lot of stuff going in here that just isn't right in general. Like, there's a lot of danger. There's a lot of, like, murky stuff into it. In the High Elves not being able to see their own hypocrisy in this... Oh, wait. Hey, let's talk.
Pretty strange happenings in ruins of the Keep of 11 Forces. People go in, different people come out. What could possibly be going on in there?
Weird. I'm surprised you have a flame astronaut course. Ember. Kind of interesting. That's the flame astronaut course. You can get those in the flame astronaut crown crates, which are already gone. Oh wait, what's this?
This is what dealing with High Elf nobles gets you, Bringus.
What's up?
Please, you must help. I think my cousin Bringus has been captured by werewolves.
Werewolves here? What happened?
Bringus got caught up in a love affair, see? Decided to run off with some High Elf named Nirelin. I was supposed to meet them in Archon's Grove, help them get off the island.
Uh-huh.
But when I got there, all I saw were werewolves.
So Bengris and Nirelin were captured by werewolves?
Yes, I'm sure of it. I couldn't find them anywhere. I did meet a High Elf named Estadel. He wouldn't tell me much, but he was definitely searching around the Grove. He may know more about the situation than I do.
I'll go to Altron's Grove and talk to Estadel. The Runaway's Tale. I wonder if they're both werewolves and that's what he saw. Oh, what mount do we have? Okay, this is the Collector's Edition mount here. So you can see here, where is it? Mounts. Blood Shadow Wraith, Steed. And for pet, hey, come here. How you doing? Huh? How you doing, little guy? Alright, let's take a look around here. Above? Alright. Look at this moth. Hi there. Let's take your guts.
I must say, I've just had the most dreadful day. First, my betrothed runs off with some wood elf, and then she manages to get kidnapped by werewolves. At this rate, my reputation may never recover. To think Nirelin would put me in such a position.
Did you see Bengris with her? His cousins say they might be in trouble, too.
What do I care about Brengus? Honestly, I'd rather leave the two lovebirds to their fate. But if word got out that I left Nirelin to die, or if she managed to escape and actually marry that wood elf, suffice to say, I can't just leave her.
So what do you plan to do?
Well, I'm certainly not risking my life. You have the look of a ruffian. Want to take on the task? If you collect Nirelin, or at least what's left of her, I'll make sure you're paid handsomely. Oh, and you could save Brengus as well, I suppose.
I'll rescue Nirelin then, or bring evidence of her death.
Excellent. Once you've finished, meet me near the Mages Guild in Shimmerine. Of course, discretion is key here. I want no word getting out about this little incident, not even to common folk. Rumors do tend to spread, after all.
You seem more upset about your reputation than Nerilyn's safety, really.
Do you know how long this marriage arrangement has been underway? Decades. Decades worth of work. All gone if Nerilyn smears her name through wood elf muck. Why, I'd rather suffer 1,000 cuts than such a wound to my reputation.
So, marriage negotiations would take decades then?
Oh, well, of course you wouldn't know, given your race. High elves take marriage most seriously. A matchmaker must be contacted to research the couple's star charts, pedigree documents, that sort of thing. It's a lengthy process.
Yeah, sounds complicated.
Excuse me? Well, sorry that we don't take marriage as a fast and loose affair. Marriage, as in all things, must be as impeccable as possible. Family, physicality, all those things must be taken into account. Otherwise, it's just chaos. Disorder.
That doesn't sound like love, but let's get back to the task at hand. What can you tell me about her?
I feel as though I told you plenty, haven't I? It's a private matter.
Uh-huh.
If she's alive, just remind her of her obligations. We can still make this little fling disappear, even after this mess.
So you're still willing to marry her? After all this?
Naturally. Pending death, there's no honorable way to cancel now. It's best just to be discreet. After all, I can't have everyone knowing my betrothed ran off with someone of another race. Ah, no offense meant, of course.
But you still offended me. Ah, Summerset, the land of casual racism. And upfront racism as well. And classism, too. Yep, that's not a good sign. Dire wolves. I wonder if we could have dire werewolves. Take his guts and make him disappear. Actually, can I? Why can't I mount in those locations? It's wide open. Done with the Toma, hey. Oh. Is he over here?
Didn't you all hear me? I want to be left alone!
Well, he's dead. And you're still alive, I guess.
Wait. You're not one of the pack. Or you're not even a werewolf. You need to leave now. It's far too dangerous here. They've already killed Brengus, and it's too late for me.
Oh, Patrol sent me to bring you back.
Estidel. I thought I heard him whimpering earlier. I told you, it's already too late. I've been turned. There's no place in Summerset society for a werewolf. I'm doomed to live out the rest of my cursed existence as an outcast.
So you're just giving up?
What other choice do I have? I was miserable with Estidel, and I thought Brengus was my one chance to escape, to leave that life behind. He was going to protect me, and in the end, he couldn't even protect himself.
So you remain here? So you'll remain here then?
No. No, I can't live like this. Serving the very beasts who took everything away from me. Just end it. Please. I'd rather die than be miserable. You can take my signet ring. That will prove to Estadel that you found my corpse.
We could kill her. You go live your life. No, 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 no. We're gonna send her back to Shimmering. Hopefully, she makes her her betrothed's life a living hell, and sheds on his carpet.
Well, I have always been good at controlling myself. I had to be. But still, where would I be going back to? Estadel? A loveless marriage with a mer I hate? I don't know if I could stand that.
Live your life how you want. Take control of it. Eat them.
You know, you're right. Ever since I was turned, I feel stronger, bolder. I don't need to marry Estadel if I don't want to. And I certainly don't have to live in the woods to make that choice. I'll end it, one way or another.
Yeah! You do that. We made her happy, and we killed the High Elf. That's a good day. Still, we can't mount in this location, so that kind of sucks. Oh, see the Sky Shard. Think you can fly? You gonna go fly with me? Let's fly! Nope, we can't fly. I'm sorry, one day. Totally would have fallen in the water, though. You know, with this whole genealogy thing that they have going on here, I kind of wonder how they feel about, like, gay and lesbian relationships. I mean, especially considering it's not fulfilling any genealogy, right? But at the same time, it's not like they're having a kid, so they probably wouldn't get upset. Yeah, let's go talk to Estradel here.
You're the one who stopped the Malmo of this.
There you are. Quickly, over here. Well, were you able to find Nirelin? Or at least, whatever those werewolves left of her?
Yep, I rescued her. She should be here soon.
I see. Well, at least I won't have to begin my marriage negotiations anew. As long as Nirelin's willing to put this incident behind her, all will be well. Here's your payment for a task well completed and your discretion on the matter.
Uh-huh.
I've returned, Estadel, and I've reflected on my actions.
I suppose nearly getting yourself killed will do that. I'm just glad you finally came to your senses.
Yes, of course. Dearest, tell me. Our wedding day, weren't we told the moons would be full?
Why, yes. A most auspicious sign, the priests told us.
Oh, yes. Most auspicious indeed. I very much look forward to it.
Oh god, he's dead.
Let's just hope my betrothed has learned a lesson from all of this. It certainly doesn't pay to go running around with the first vagabond who shows interest.
Nirelin, what are you gonna say?
I trust you to keep my little secret. And who knows? Maybe we'll see each other again. Somewhere deep within the woods.
I like her. Though, how is she going to explain that, too? Like, they just got married, and then she eats her husband? Alright, let's get through here. Keep of the 11 forces. Portal. And now we're in Artanium. Small little pocket universe. Misty Hollows are Grangerous Nixnads. Hidden lagoons containing singing waters, clear, fresh brown grass. Yeah, let's look at the map. Look at that. Does that mean the next DLC is going to be down here? Hunting accident. I guess. He doesn't look like one that would actually go hunting, though. Hello.
Welcome to Artanium, traveler. I know it can all be a lot to take in at first, so please feel free to ask me any questions. I have quite an extensive knowledge of this island's history.
I'd like to know a little bit more about Artanium, sure.
Though it may be hard to believe, Artanium was once part of the Summerset archipelago. That's why the flora here may seem so familiar to you. Of course, our order has now moved the island to somewhere else entirely.
So, where exactly are we?
Someplace safe. I don't have authority to tell you any further details, I'm afraid. Our order has the ability to move Artanium or even make it intangible. That's how we've protected ourselves from invaders and outside forces.
Hey, mates. Have you tried Conan Exiles? I've looked at Conan Exiles. It looks very interesting. And Hamburger's actually been trying to tell me it's been a good game to play, so I might get myself into it. I do have a few friends that play it as well. Don't know if I like... Well, I have to see to it. Like, I do like to have some quest stories. The only thing I have issues with it is it doesn't have anything but standard races to it, and I kind of like having a little bit of fantasy to it. You know, not just furry races, but like having fantasy races like elves and dwarves and all that stuff. Kind of, I don't know, gets like me, kind of takes me out of like the whole, like it takes me out of like the standard role and like puts me into a fantasy world, which I kind of like. But yeah, I've heard of it, and I might try it eventually here. Alright, so you move the island to keep it safe.
In a sense, as observers of Tamriel, my order cannot allow outside forces to influence our judgment. Isolation allows us a certain neutrality on matters. And with the way things are back in Tamriel, I can't see us returning anytime soon.
See, that kind... Okay. Xenophobia is not always good, but that's at least like an intelligent response for xenophobia. You know, they're not really trying to keep themselves out because they're trying to like make themselves better or anything like that. They're doing it because they're trying to keep themselves out of other people's conflicts, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You got sucked in? For fantasy of the gods and monsters, I got sucked in, yeah. I'd be interested to see if they could come out with mods. Like, if there was mods to let you play, like, different races and, like, put in more, like, fantasy to it, I'd definitely be down for it. So what is this? Just load semblance. But hey, with all the attention it's been getting, it doesn't seem like it's a bad game. Could I make it work for stream? Maybe or maybe not. It might be just a game I play off stream. Sijic merchant? Hey.
Before I was a member of the Sijic Order, I was a simple shopkeeper's daughter. Even now I find such work soothes me.
Let's see what you got. Sijic chair. Table. Not bad. Ooh, look at it all. Well, another DLC I'm going to see a bunch of before it comes out to console. I'm sorry, Hamburger. I know. I'm going to be focusing on it for the next few days here. But we'll see. Queen Rene's last decree is the central home of the High Elves shall be open to all, visitors, traders, and immigrants alike. The race and intellect of the Golden Altmer race are renowned. Now you, too, can bask in the ancestral homeland. Come to adventure, come for fame and glory. Come to explore a land of beauty and magic unlike anywhere else in Tamriel. You're welcome, newcomer. Boats are leaving regularly from the docks of most major cities.
And there was no sign of Layton. I don't know whether to be grateful or concerned.
We'll find him, Val. Now go check on the Pearl while I speak to our new guest. What a rare honor Valcerin bestowed upon you. Only a select few not of our order have ever walked upon this sacred island. Val tells me your aid was indispensable in uncovering the false Aldark's plot on Summerset.
Yep, we discovered the newcomers to Summerset are being murdered for the power of the Invisible Pearls there.
Unfortunate, certainly. The magic you describe sounds familiar, though I can't quite recall where I've heard of it before. I fear the pearls may be a harbinger of the threat Sotha Seal warned us about.
Sotha Seal warned you about it, so what threat?
Sotha Seal, one of the living gods of the Dark Elf Tribunal. He's an honorary member of our order. After an attack on his Clockwork City, he warned us about a Daedric threat to Summerset and Artaeum. I sent Valcerin to investigate.
Is there anything more I can do to help?
Indeed. But not until we finish studying the pearl Valcerin brought us. There are mysteries to unravel, and Val believes you will be instrumental to our success. We can get started immediately, unless you want to explore our island first.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
The next step involves a thorough examination of the strange pearl you and Valcerin recovered from beneath the Shimmerine Monastery. Hopefully, we can learn more about the false Aldark and the source of the pearl's magic.
So you can use magic to get the pearl to reveal all that.
We are the Psijic Order, friend of Valcerin. There is very little we cannot accomplish through the application of the old ways. Every object remembers its history. The trick involves selecting the correct ritual to reveal those buried memories.
Anything I can do to help?
While I head inside to begin the augury ritual, I'd like you to go to Sotha Seal's study in the tower, find my acolyte, Oriandra, and ask her for Sotha Seal's amplification elixir. We may need it if the pearl proves to be resistant to our magic.
Okay, go find Oriandra and the application elixir then. Alright. Simple enough. Oh. Lore Master Serenus, what do you have for me?
Friend of Valcerin, I have a proposal for you.
Hello, Lore Master.
Tranquil greetings, Caraval. You will forgive me if I seem awkward. We rarely entertain guests here on Artaeum. I am Caloris. Right Master Ichesis told me a great deal about you. I suspect he has plans for you within the Psijic Order.
So you're offering me a place here. Do we even qualify?
The Right Master holds you in high regard. That is proof enough of your worthiness. The Psijic Order requires practical wisdom, outside perspective. Unless I miss my guess, you can provide both. You would be a worthy addition to our ranks.
Your people were just telling me how you keep this place isolated to keep outside influences away. So... you don't exactly believe that, but okay, what do I need to do?
Eager to begin? Good. Eagerness is just what we need. Your first lesson begins now. The Order has detected a number of irregularities on Tamriel. Small breaches in the fabric of time. I would like you to seal them for me.
Okay, seal breaches. How do I do that?
The first cluster of time breaches appeared on the Isle of Summerset. You should start there. Go speak with my apprentice, Josaja, in the Athenaeum. She will provide the tools you need. A map, Psijic seals, and the Augur of the Obscure.
Okay, so what does it take to become a Psijic?
A noble heart and a solemn commitment to the good. Achieving membership in the Psijic Order is a serious and lasting endeavor. You must be prudent, but fearless. Withdrawn, but compassionate. It is not something to be taken lightly.
So why are you taking on new members now? It's supposed to be a reclusive and, like, obscure group.
Too reclusive, I fear. The truth is that we have grown old, Caraval. A mixed blessing, I suppose. Long years of seclusion have allowed us to study and learn, but always at the cost of our relationship with the outside world. We need youth, vigor.
I have vigor. I went to PvP. So what are the benefits of membership?
As your knowledge of the old ways grows, so too will the rewards. For instance, we are prepared to teach you new and powerful spells. As in all things, the best teacher is experience. This matter of the time breaches will act as your exam.
Okay, any words of wisdom before I set out?
Only this. Purge yourself of selfish intent. Membership in the Psijic Order will bring you both prestige and power. But such honors often lead to Wegnithir.
What?
The bad change. What you do in the Order's name, you do for others. Never yourself.
Okay, so fair enough. You mentioned that you're going to show me where these time breaches are located.
The map will show you the approximate location of each time breach. I apologize. Our visions, while powerful, are not always specific. Make your way to each X on the map, then use the Augur of the Obscure to discover the anomaly's exact location.
Okay, how's the Augur work?
These time breaches are not visible to mortal eyes. The Augur, however, perceives time and space very differently. Gazing through it will allow you to peer through the veil, to see things both visible and invisible. Things like these breaches.
Okay, so once I find a breach, I would seal it off then, huh?
Precisely. Think of them like bandages, I suppose, or tourniquets. The chrononymics they contain will stabilize the rifts and harden the walls of time around them, rendering the breaches harmless. They are quite easy to use, I promise.
Okay, so what's your role here?
I serve as the chief lore master here on Artaeum, a grand title for a modest pursuit, truth be told. I protect and maintain our various libraries and archives, safeguard the details of our Order's history, that sort of thing.
So how many libraries do you have here?
863 at last count, not including the Right Master's personal collection, of course. Don't trouble yourself looking for them. Many of them exist in quasi-planes and hermetic mind spheres. It helps keep things tidy.
I think maintaining 863 libraries, not books, libraries, is a modest pursuit.
Comparatively, yes. Many of my peers spend their days examining the nature of reconstituted souls and studying Etara dream residue. Still, I love my work. It also affords me the opportunity to spend time with our initiates.
So you're a teacher then?
Of sorts. I educate students on the importance of compassion, discipline, objectivity, and the like. Our Order's chief virtues. It can be very rewarding, provided the students take such lessons to heart. I'm confident you will be such a student.
Alright. So people love what they do. Alright, let's head over here real quick and get this done.
Yes, can I help you?
Yeah, the master sent me here. Told me to get a map, seals, augur.
Right. You're the Order's new initiate. I didn't expect you so soon. Things here on Artaeum are normally, you know, snailish. I transcribed our seer's visions onto the map there, and collected these Psijic seals. The augur, however...
You have it?
I don't. Please don't tell the lore master. It tricked me into dismissing the binding charms that keep it here, in the Athenaeum. Then it popped like a bubble and vanished. It escaped before, but never on my watch.
So you have any idea where the augur is?
Mercifully, yes. I just scryed its location. It looks like it reappeared somewhere on the shores of Wasting Coraldale. It didn't take long for some sea elves to scoop it up and squirrel it away. You'll have to steal it back. I am sorry, truly.
Alright, well, we go to Wasting Coraldale then and cover it.
I'm indebted. You'll definitely need the augur on your quest. Without it, you'll never find those time breaches.
So exactly what is the augur?
The lore master didn't tell you? All right. How to explain it? The augur is a skull. Sort of. It's really a crystalline entity that resembles a skull. Some think it's from the head of an ancient mage, but I don't believe that for a minute.
Why not?
It's hard to say. Once you have a few conversations with it, you'll see what I mean.
the skull talks.
Yes, incessantly. I think that's why Lore Master Kelleris made me its caretaker. No one else wants to listen to it. You should know that it lies constantly, unless you ask it a direct question. If you do that, it's compelled to always tell the truth.
Good to know. So, you're sure it's gonna show me these time breaches?
It will. Stirring up the Augur's power will give you a second sight. The skull sees time differently. Well, it sees practically everything differently, but time most of all. I think it's fascinating. I just wish the little bugger wasn't so sneaky.
What can you tell me about the seals?
The seals are one of the Order's oldest tools. They act as a sort of anchor, shoring up any wayward spirits or forces in a given place. When Nirn was still young, the veil was much looser, more unpredictable, you know? So the Aldmer made these.
Alright, so there's a trick to use them?
None at all. We've been refining them for thousands of years, remember? Just take one in your hand when you reach a tear, and the seal will do the rest.
Alright, so you're his apprentice then, huh?
I am. You look surprised.
Don't see many non-elves here, right?
Right, of course. It's not racial bias. The Psijic Order doesn't have any axes to grind. It's just a matter of circumstance. Psijic study is an Aldmeri tradition, for one thing. High Elves also live a long time and have more natural aptitude.
So how'd you end up here, then?
It's a long story. I was the heiress to a crown magnifica. Our house was prosperous, well-respected. When Kelleris offered to take me to Artaeum, I cast off my duties immediately and left the family's fortunes in the hands of my brother.
And?
He drove our family into shame and poverty. Pretty much immediately. I try not to think about it. Let's change the subject, all right? You have lots to do and very little time to do it.
Alright. Doesn't really explain how she got here, but alright. Where's this? Oh, map. Oh, nope. Some weird pausing there. Time to go up here. Still the seal study. Factotums. Spirit of Nirn. Daedra worship the Chimmer. Miranda.
You must be the adventurer that Valsarn was going on about. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to our secret island. Oh, I suppose you already talked to the Right Master, seeing as you're here in Kapora Tower.
Yeah, sent me up here to get a lamp amplification elixir for ritual they're conducting.
That strange pearl has certainly been reluctant to reveal its secrets. The Right Master hates it when an inanimate object refuses to cooperate. Regarding the amplification elixir, I just cataloged it. It's a Sotha Seal creation, as you'd expect.
So Seal's a member here then, huh?
What? No, not in the traditional sense. He's not one of our monks, if that's what you're asking. More like an honorary member, I guess you'd say. According to my records, the silver vial should be right over there.
I'll find it.
As soon as the pearl arrived via Valsarin's transference spell, the Right Master gathered the Conclave to prepare an augury ritual. He's been cycling sages through to keep them fresh, while slowly increasing the intensity of the ritual.
So why aren't you helping with the ritual?
I'm the Right Master's acolyte. I have other duties to perform. Besides, such a complex ritual requires the power of the Conclave of the 11 Forces. I'm not that strong yet. Under the Right Master's tutelage, I expect to attain that rank. One day.
Alright, so how did Imperial end up in the Psijic Order?
Despite opinions to the contrary, being an Altmer isn't a prerequisite for membership in the Psijic Order. The Right Master noticed my potential and invited me to join. I had a year to consider the offer, but I made my decision immediately.
So I'm not sure where we are. How did the Psijics hide it? Hide where we are?
I'm not allowed to reveal where you are, or how our magic works. other than to tell you that you have arrived upon the fabled island of the Sijic Order, Artaeum. While we're not currently part of Nirn's reality, we still keep track of events there.
So how do you manage to keep track of it?
I could say we have our ways and leave it at that, but you deserve a better explanation. The Right Master sends Sijics back to the world to perform tasks and gather information. Plus, we have powerful scrying magic that reveals all sorts of details.
No, better go find that elixir then.
I was examining the vial of amplification elixir myself just a short time ago. It should be right over there.
Did you check out the VR Battle Royale? The game mode's coming to Rec Room. I did. It's not too interesting to me. It looks a little bit like Roblox with the graphics. But I'm not saying I want to try it out, maybe. We'll see. I'd probably be interested a little bit more into Work Simulator, and there's another one I was looking at there as well for VR. Alright, let's go talk to the Right Master here. That elixir.
Was Oriandra able to direct you to the proper elixir? Without something to amplify the magic, our ritual is going to fail.
Yep, here's the elixir.
Just in time. For the next stage of the ritual, if you have no objections, I'd like you to join us. Your experiences alongside Valcerin might help reveal what has so far eluded our efforts.
Okay, so I'm gonna help.
We'll handle the magic. You pour the elixir into the scrying pool and stand close. As the ritual's power amplifies, your experiences with the Pearl and the False Aldark should help the augury do its job.
And what's Chagri's job?
We want to discover the origin of the Pearl and its strange magic. In addition, anything we can learn about the False Aldark and his connection to the Pearl would be helpful. Otherwise, we're stepping blindly into Oblivion's maw here.
Alright. Tell me what we need to do.
Pour the elixir into the pool. That should provide the final boost we need to trigger the augury.
Pour one out for the homies.
Here we stand, the most favored servants of Clavicus Vile, Mephala, and Nocturnal, on the verge of the greatest victory for our princes.
Are you sure those creatures can be trusted?
Have no fear. Isn't that why we formed the Court of Bedlam? Besides, what happens next in Relenthiel will seal Summerset's fate.
Ah, that's nice. All three of them.
That was unnerving. It seems the False Aldark belonged to an alliance of Daedric cultists called the Court of Bedlam. Imagine, the faithful of Clavicus Vile, Mephala, and Nocturnal working together. This is more serious than I anticipated.
Have you ever heard of the Court of Bedlam?
No, but I'm hardly an expert on the Daedric cults of Tamriel. The magic I sensed in the Pearl, though, it doesn't contain the taint of Oblivion. We're missing something. But what? I suppose we'll need to find out what's going on in Relenthiel.
No, I can go to Relenthiel myself.
I hoped you'd say that. Relenthiel sits to the west of Shimmerine, just across the mountains. I'll send Valcerin with you to talk to the Cannon Reeve. The False Aldark may be dead, but Mephala's and Nocturnal's agents remain, as well as the Pearls.
Well, I have a few questions here before we go there.
I may not be a natural prognosticator, but I had a feeling you might. Go ahead. I'll answer what I can.
So, do Daedra Princes always work together?
From what I've experienced, an alliance isn't just unusual, it's contrary to their very nature. Oh, they'll work together from time to time, but something as complex as what Sotha Seal hinted at is unheard of. Makes me interested to learn more.
Yeah, that's kind of true too. Well, actually, when you think about it, the 8 kind of work together themselves. They're considered Daedra, but in reality, they're just good Daedra in general. So I don't see 3 Daedric princes coming together as being like totally impossible. In addition to that, you also have like I'm trying to think that what was it? Like Azura, No. What was I thinking of? Like, Azura and Nocturnal kind of both work under Dark Elf patronages. Not to say that they necessarily get along, but they already, like, have worshippers in the same, like, spheres. They might be competing, but, I mean, they never really seem to have that much issue with each other, so... Alright, what can you tell me about Relenthil?
Very little, I'm afraid. The last time I passed through that area was more than 350 years ago. They made an exquisite wine, as I recall, and the House of Reveries theater troupe always put on an entertaining show.
Well, did you learn anything else about the Pearl?
The augury ritual extracted a vision of the false Aldark and the court of Bedlam, but nothing specifically about the Pearl. Its magic isn't Daedric, though. How they can steal life energy and use it to summon those sea creatures remains a mystery.
Interesting. I also got surprised. I was almost expecting to hear about sea elves being involved in this, but no, they don't seem to be involved at all. Find the auger, turn around the field. Yep. Let's head back here and take a look at the estate quest here. Well, normally princes don't interfere with one another, but such a vastly different goals and agendas can never agree on anything when pacts are never formed. I don't know if that's 100% true. I think that, like you said, sometimes they get along for a little bit, and then they just have like a temporary truce or something like that. But forming an alliance doesn't seem like doesn't seem far-fetched for them. I mean, if they can work together for a short time, that means they can possibly establish something for a long-term contract between the three of them. The kind of question I have, though, is, like, what forced them to, like, make this decision, you know? Was it something like more like Ball honing in and trying to take over Nern that they decided, well, we need to get ourselves into this action here and see if we can take over? Alright, 1 minute, I guess. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. Just getting something here to gnaw on while we go through here. Well, just going back, that never happens, but, Jeez, what the hell? Here, 1 minute. There we go. Sorry. It never happens because they always seem to be so wrapped up in their own affairs that most of the time seems pointless to us. But they never really happen to, they go to war with one another, mainly because they, kind of can't have their own, realms. They can't, really be fair for long periods. Well, no, each Daedra has its own realm. And while they fight, they never really war, from what I've seen. They war with the Aedra.
An examiner's quorum needs 3 members. You both know this.
Not this again.
It's not just superstition, Soraville. We need outside perspective.
So, what? We just randomly recruit the next adventurer that passes by?
Yes. Hi there.
And just like that, Oriel provides. Greetings, Caraval. I am Chief Juris Reeve Tarnamir of the Divine Prosecution. Or at least I was, in the long ago. I know this is unorthodox, but perhaps you'd be interested in helping us.
Okay, so what's going on?
As you can see, a murder took place here. My protégés, Lorne and Soraville, came to investigate, but I fear they may lack perspective. The particulars of this murder... Forgive me, I'm getting ahead of myself. They need fresh eyes. Yours, I believe.
Okay, what would I have to do?
You would take on the duties of the Adminan, the listening eye. An auspicious role. The Adminan serves as the fulcrum, balancing competing theories. They also collect evidence, interview suspects, and the like. What do you say?
All right. I'll help you solve the murder.
I thank the Divines that you've agreed to help. This murder weighs heavy on all of us. The victim, Elamorian, was not well liked. Many locals may lift a glass to his passing. But the assassin, the Ghost of the Green, that's altogether different.
Okay, so who's the Ghost of the Green, then?
Better to ask Lorne about it. Capturing the Ghost was her obsession for a time. The fact that he's returned does not sit well with her. I can say no more. I don't want to prejudice your impressions. The Adminan should bring a fresh perspective.
Okay, and what can you tell me about Lorne and Sorrel?
They're the most gifted investigators I've ever trained. Soraville has keen eyes and solid instincts when it comes to reading people. Good at finding pressure points, you know? As for Lorne, she has a mind like a dwarven puzzle box.
Like a puzzle box, huh?
For Lorne, logic is an art. She's clinical in her sensibilities, precise. Many of us have come to rely on magical inquiry to solve crimes. She relies on her wits and intuition instead. Of course, this case presents unique challenges.
All right, what do you mean challenges?
Lorne and Soraville drifted apart shortly after they caught the original Ghost of the Green. It's a complicated matter, and not my story to tell. Suffice it to say, this case cuts deep, and Lorne seems distracted. I hope you can help her keep her wits.
Okay, and who are you?
As I said, was the Chief Inquisitor for the Divine Prosecution's Hindelatus wing, the division charged with solving doctrinal crimes. Forgive me, it's a mouthful for newcomers, I know.
Yep.
I retired here to Russefeld a few decades ago.
So you're not actually in charge here?
Well, I own the land, so in some ways I have even greater authority than I did as Chief Inquisitor. I still enjoy a bit of clout, too. Real leadership doesn't rely on titles, Kerem. Not a popular opinion here in Summerset, but true nonetheless.
Before you retired, did you make it a habit of deputizing total strangers?
Fair, I suppose. I may be retired, but I've spent the better part of 3 centuries examining crime scenes and interrogating criminals. When it comes to reading people, I am more than proficient.
I'm no saint, though.
Let me guess. Thieves Guild? Or is it Dark Brotherhood? I won't pretend that bringing a criminal into this business sets my heart at ease, but you're no common hood. You're a professional. Who better to investigate a crime than a criminal?
Okay. I can't disagree. That's what they say to their own realm. They can't go to each other's due to their pact with the Daedra. Oh, pact with the Aedra. We have that they can't come to Nirn. They can only appear in visions or spectral forces like we see. Yeah, but they seem to be breaking that a lot more often too. Or at least they keep on saying they're Daedric minions in.
So you'll be joining us. Good. Call me Lorne. No need for flowery titles. We Altmer have too many names already. I'm glad you're here. Outsiders often make the best adminins. A fresh pair of eyes will be essential here. More essential than usual.
So what's especially important now?
It's a long and depressing story. One I'm not keen to recount. For now, just know that whoever murdered Halimorian took great pains to make it look like the work of the Ghost of the Green. A killer that Soraville and I apprehended decades ago.
So what about this murder reminds you of the Ghost of the Green then?
The Ghost always left a signature to let us know it was him. He killed each victim with a single wood elf arrow to the heart, then laid a thorn over the body. The thorn is here, but the shot was sloppy, and the arrow is of high elven make. It's odd.
What do you need me to do?
I need to examine the body in more detail. Can you do a sweep of the vineyard? If you find anything, blow this whistle. It also might be worth questioning people in town. They'll be more forthcoming with an outsider.
Alright. What have you been doing?
You have your instructions, yes? I can't imagine any of them involve talking to me.
What can you tell me about Lorne?
There was a time when I could tell you practically everything. We worked together for years, but, well, not every partnership is eternal. Just know that she's brilliant. The most proficient investigator in Summerset, truth be told.
Okay, and what's your role here?
I am a Revelator Naganwe, a Death Seer. I use magic to solve murders. It's one of the essential roles in an investigative quorum. Of course, magic often falls short. When my fellow Revelators and I can't conjure up a suspect, we turn to Lorne.
Lorne doesn't use magic then?
She prefers wit to mysticism. All high elves possess near-perfect memory, but Lorne puts us all to shame. She can recall tiny details in an instant and finds patterns even quicker. It's too bad, if you ask me. We all have things we'd rather forget.
Turning on your own kind. Hey, if this is actually a professional, this wasn't a Dark Brotherhood hit. Wasn't a Thieves Guild job.
What do you want? The Revelators already questioned me and cut me loose. I just want to be here if something exciting happens.
So you think this is exciting?
You don't. The Ghost of the Green has returned. Zen's avenging champion. Of course it's exciting. These longlegs thought they executed him years ago, but now he's back, ready to dole out Deepwood justice.
Okay, so you think Harmon had it coming?
New around here, eh? Halimorian was a sap-ass dandy, slapping wood elves with one hand and groping them with the other. The Ghost of the Green just did what the prosecution wouldn't. Good riddance.
So Harmon treats Wood Elves poorly, but does it really mean he needs to be murdered?
Murdered? No. Executed. Executed by a righteous hand. Just have a look around, outsider. I'll bet my horns you'll find evidence of misdeeds. This was a long time coming. Hopefully it put these other long-legged prigs on notice.
Can't say I'm surprised. Let's go down here and take a look. You look happy.
Ah, you come to babble with Babblebrook? When came the killers? I had a look.
Killers, you mean killer.
Babblebrook knows what Babblebrook sings. Why can't you make sense of things? A ghost did bring the vintner's end, but even wraiths can have a friend. Don't you see? Death comes in twos. Friends and killers both win and lose.
So you're saying the Ghost of the Green had an accomplice?
Killers and killed are two. It's true. So near, the source of fear. But Babblebrook babbles too long, it seems. Best make haste, or we'll hear more screams.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Ah, you come to babble with...
I really think I should just lock him up immediately right now. We have your killer right here. Right here. We have your killer. This guy right here. No need to look for any evidence. Just throw him away right now. Quest completed. We're done.
Sorry, I didn't really see what happened, so I don't think I can help you.
Alright, so what's your story?
I'm Mistress Philanway's lady-in-waiting. I see to her needs at all hours, day or night. She has done me a great honor in allowing me to serve her, despite, well, you know.
What?
Oh, just that. The honor of lady-in-waiting is usually reserved for other high elves. Mistress Philanway doesn't seem to mind, though. She likes to keep me motivated by reminding me how insignificant I am and how unsuited to this role my people are.
What? Alright.
It can't have been easy to sacrifice Arathiel. What an awful choice.
It really is too bad about Halamorian. I told him he shouldn't be so free with his politics. It's a different climate now, after all. You have to watch what you say around people.
You're drunk, aren't you?
It's good to be rid of a rival, Vintner.
So there's a business rival. So that doesn't make you doesn't make you a suspect?
Oh, darling, you're a bit late to the party if that's why you're here. I already submitted my statement to the Revelators, and my alibi is thrice confirmed. To be honest, the only reason I'm still here is to find one of my servant girls.
So one of your servants went missing, huh?
Yes, a charming young wood elf named Farrell. I only recently brought her on. She used to work for the late Halamorian, but there was some kind of incident. I don't know the details.
Halamorian? Oh, boy. So she stopped working for Halamorian? Why would she be here?
According to my other servant girl, she often came back here to visit the friends she left behind. She'd attend Bosmer suppers, midday revels in the grape fields, that sort of thing. I encourage my girls to take time for themselves, within reason.
Yeah, if I see her, I'll let her know we're looking for her.
Aren't you a cherry blossom? That would be lovely. Take care, Karen.
So she's bitching to her that she's like being worthless and all that stuff, but she's nice to us. So I don't know what to say about that. Well, found another body.
Another body. Delightful.
Oh dear. Blood on her hands and blouse. But no slashing wounds. This doesn't fit the pattern. The ghost always kills with a bow. This was spur of the moment. Unexpected. Maybe she fought back.
Why do you insist on puzzling these things over like in a film? You know the death memory ritual. It's a simple...
Enough, Soraville. You know that's forbidden. Admin, look around and see if you can find the source of this blood.
Okay.
2 victims now. I can't let this happen again.
What is he talking about? Death memory rituals?
It's a forbidden practice. That's all you need to know.
I'm serving as your admin. I need to know everything.
Fine. It's a controversial ritual we used to employ during investigations. A sufficiently powerful mage can summon up visions of murders using necromancy on the victims. It's a powerful tool, but evidence suggests it may harm the subject's soul.
Harm it in what way?
If too little time has passed, the spirit may become disoriented. Reliving their final moments could trap their consciousness in a recursive loop, trapping him in that moment for... well, no one knows how long. We don't know all the specifics.
Alright, so now it's forbidden then?
Yes, exactly. And with good reason. Soraville would do well to remember that.
Go have a look around. I doubt you'll find anything, but there's no harm in trying.
Do I get a participation badge from trying? What else is sending anything? At least you tried. Found another body. Suspicious sack. Bloodstained sickle.
You found something? So did I. It looks like Fariel was strangled, not stabbed. This blood must be the attacker's. A sickle? Blood on the blade. She must have used it to defend herself. Then the attacker hid it. This blood could be the key.
Can we use the blood on the sickle to find out who the killer is? No.
I intend to, yes. I'm a fair hand at alchemy. You'd be surprised how useful it can be in my line of work. I've caught more killers with flasks and alembics than I have with any sword. My husband used to say Sorry.
Something wrong?
I suppose it's past time I told you. The ghost murdered 17 people before we caught him. His last victim was my husband.
Oh.
Soravil's wife committed suicide when she heard the news. They were having an affair, you see. It was a difficult time.
So your partner's wife was having an affair with your husband who got killed. That's bad. That's kind of bad right there.
It's fine, now you see why we needed a neutral party.
Yep.
Enough. Let's get back on task. I'd like you to search Halamorian's villa. It's just southwest of here. He was unpopular. If we can find out why, we might be able to establish motive.
All right. Some of these vineyards are just spectacular too. I kind of want to have a vineyard for a house, but I can't imagine where they would put it now. But, like, could you imagine having, like, a house like this? In, like, a nice yard? With, like, with a grape yard in the back? Freaking awesome. Upstairs, upstairs. I understand they received formal complaint from the Wood Elf community regarding your associations with no one, with one of their number, a handsome Wood Elf named Farrell. Please believe me when I say that the entire matter is tragic misunderstanding, bullied wide out of proportion by their lack of education and inherent brutish braces. I assure you, I have treated the Wood Elves with all the respect they deserve, and never lay hand on them, Farrell. Even so, I'm burdened to make our new guest feel as welcome as possible. Therefore, in order to address the lingering concerns, I have dismissed Farrell from her indenture. I sent her to one of my local competitors, another tenant of yours, I believe, with the ringing endorsement. I hear she has found comfortable employment there and is quite pleased with the outcome. As an additional gesture of goodwill, I will be sending a gift of my new Wood Elf neighbors, sending a gift to my new Wood Elf neighbors. As you well know, our labor is relying on tightly communal bonds of fraternity and love. I hope that steps will be sufficient. I'm going to see yours, Halloran. Nope, it's good. Alright, what do you got for me now?
Sorry, I don't mean to be checking up on you. I just think better when I walk. And the blood is still simmering in the alembic. It will be some time before I have the results. Did you find anything of use in Halamorian's villa?
Found this letter. Harlan might have been abusing wood elf workers, Sparrow specifically.
From what I hear, the accusations are almost certainly true. So, Halamorian was making unwanted advances. Of course.
Of course.
The original ghost murder spree started with a high elf farmer who took liberties with his Bosmer laborers. We never published the details of that investigation. It can't be a coincidence. This new ghost must be someone in the know. Someone close.
Any ideas?
None that I'm keen to share, not yet anyway. For now, let's go with what we know. The Wood Elves have motive. Soraville went down to the cottage east of here to look around. Meet him there, and see if you can shake anything loose. I have to think.
Alright. Go down there now. You know, I gotta think, if you live for hundreds of years, that is just hundreds of years more you have to, like, make enemies and cause drama with people. It is 100 of years to, like, learn to forgive and forget, too, so. But I can't imagine the High Elves, like, ultimately have a really good time, like, social interactions after it. You know, if you live for a couple hundred years, maybe you're gonna have some issues.
It would bring me no joy to unleash our revelators on your new home, but I'll have to unless you let us take a look around.
Fine, but just one of you, your partner. Do your work, then leave us in peace.
One, then. I'll be sure to report your compliance to the Divine Prosecution.
Like we have a choice in the matter. Come, join me for a meal. Meat's fresh enough.
Delightful.
Really?
I suppose I'll stay here to break bread with the chief while you have a look around. Not the way I wanted things to go, but we will simply have to adapt.
Well, Lord told me about your husband and your wife.
Did she? I must admit, I'm surprised. Lorne never talks about that ordeal. Certainly not with me, anyway.
So you drifted apart after you caught the first green ghost.
My. Are you an adminin or a confessor? Tarnamir is quite right. After all that happened, we had a difficult time getting back into a routine. I tried to keep things professional, healthy, but she was just lost. She never fully recovered.
So we'll brought you back together then.
Tarnamir. When the Ghost of the Green returned, Tarnamir naturally called on the two people best suited to catch him. It was awkward at first, but we've managed. I suppose I have you to thank for that. In part, at least.
What do you think about what happened?
Not regularly, no. We High Elves have acute memories, but I find that if you stay busy enough, you don't have time to reminisce. So much the better.
Oh, and you have to... You live for hundreds of years and you remember everything. That's gotta suck. I take Bear out. She peed all over the floor. Sorry, man. That's like my son. Like, I got him up to go potty, and I put him down and said, okay, sit down on the toilet. He starts just like he like reaches down there, grabs, and then starts peeing on the floor. I'm like, no, 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 no. Like he's half asleep doing that. Horrible. Had to freaking get a mop. Speaking of bad memories. Alright, so what should I be looking for in this Bosmer house?
Anything at all that could link this clan, or one of its members, to the murders of Halamorian or Fariel. None of these wood elves held Halamorian in high regard. We just need to find out if that enmity led to murder.
Any advice?
Operate under the assumption that the killer was here, or still could be. Question everything you see and hear, and look out for any overt or subtle references to the ghost of the green.
Mm-hmm. Lauren mentioned that some aspects of the case remind you of first encounter.
Ah, yes. I hadn't even thought of that. A corrupt high elf merchant and an abused wood elf girl. There are certainly similarities.
So you don't find that suspicious?
I find everything suspicious. Whoever this killer is, they've obviously acquainted themselves with the ghost's history and methods. We kept most of those details secret, but unscrupulous revelators routinely sell those details to enthusiasts.
So what do you make of all this?
Honestly, I think this is the work of a deranged and obsessive mind. One of these wood elves read about the ghost of the green, saw an opportunity for cultural glory, for immortality, and seized it. Even so, Lorne and I have to be sure.
I think it's one of your investigators. Somebody that had to know the details, right? Alright, let's go in. Ghost of the Green is supposed to be somebody that leaves a calling card with a single wood elf arrow in the heart of somebody and covered in a fern leaf. That's supposed to be the Ghost of the Green. You know, basically, it's a hired assassin that goes in and kills people. He killed the first time he killed people was high elves because they were abusing wood elves and their laborers and all that stuff. These two justicators here were the previous ones that caught him, but they don't keep all like they keep on pulling up details that only investigators could know. So that's why I'm kind of thinking it's somebody on the investigation team here, or maybe the original owner of the estate here.
Who are you? Are you with the Divine Prosecution? My husband warned me you might come poking round.
Why do you think we're going to come poking around here?
Halamorian hated us. He abused our children and tried to drive us off. Of course the High Elves would suspect us. And our son Kellan, he... Never mind. Please just go. We don't want any trouble. We just want to live here in peace.
If your son is involved, he could be in danger. We only want to help him, ma'am.
You really just want to keep him safe?
Yes, of course. I'm not looking to kill him in cold blood. Not yet.
Well, I'm not supposed to say this, but Kellan has been going on about the Ghost of the Green for weeks now. You know boys and their masked heroes. I didn't think there was any harm in it. But now...
So you think your son's responsible for Arlen's death?
No, of course not. He's a good boy. I only mean that it could look suspicious because of his interest in those old legends. Besides, didn't the Ghost of the Green run around in a mad hunter's costume? Where would my son get something like that?
So you're sure it's something you want, you're sure there's nothing else you want to tell me?
Yes, I'm sure. Look, you're free to look around. Just try to... We're simple men, we don't have much. Halamorian may have been a cruel bigot, but none of us would ever murder him for it. I swear.
Alright. If there's a problem with the still original person doing it, the High Elves are just too scared to admit they messed up and arrested the wrong person. Possibly. But the details thing is what gets me. Oblivion this place. We'd left to Grantwood. Father said we find a fortune here in Summerset. All we found is stuck up long legs shoving us around the trees like dogs. We work with vendors, practically did nothing. Scant hands and gold each. It's hard enough to live on. We hunt just as we did before, but the deer here are skittish and lean. There's a hex on these beasts on the beast here. They give a mouthful of meat and bones and are too flimsy for to make anything useful. The only thing that makes it bearable is Farrell. By Yifir, she's the most creature I've ever seen. Her wide eyes, her butter chestnut swan's neck, her ears and sharp wolf's teeth. Let me put it down here in the ink. I will marry that girl. I will earn her fancy, and it'll be worth it. Damn that beast, her Ellen. Pharaoh came to me last night. Came to me in tears last night. She said the lecherous bastard grabbed her arse, damn near tried to force his forked tongue down her throat. Mark me, I will have that mongrel's head in my stew pot by the end of the year, by year's end. I can't believe it. Zen must have heard my prayers. While I was hunting, I came upon the green ghost. The real green ghost, not the imposter high elves caught years ago. He gave me a set of leathers, mask, and a bow quiver, and told me to kill as he would. I scarcely believe that it's true, but it's true. I am the ghost of the green, and now I have my vengeance. I thought it would be satisfying to kill Harmon. I thought it would be able to heal Farwell's wounds and set things right. But now, gods, I have such doubts. I looked down at him, writhing in the dirt, felt such a weight in my chest, I could hardly breathe. I never should have done this. What will my mother think if she found out? I need to think. To ask forgiveness, perhaps? I can find the Red Temple. I'm going there now. Yep. Where is she? Let's talk. Let's talk.
I've said enough already. If you're finished here, please, just leave us in peace. And if you see my boy, tell him to come home.
Well, he's going to be arrested pretty soon. Hey, gamers, what's up, man? We're doing a murder mystery investigation here.
Bosmer cuisine is truly revolting.
Hello.
I bought us as much time as I could. I hope you found something useful.
Yep, I found this journal. Selling definitely killed Harmon. Looks like he fled to the nearby shrine.
A shrine? There's an old shrine to Ifre west of here, the Red Temple. But from what Tarnamir told me, people rarely visit. Filled with wild animals or some such. I only know of one entrance, a cave nearby. Follow me.
Alright, we'll follow to the Red Temple. Let's go in. Find out what's going on in here. I could go all night with this too, but I gotta get up in the morning too, so I think we'll try to go for maybe 12:30 tonight. But we're going to be doing ESO all week, too. So, yeah. I don't want to burn the things out too quick.
We should split up. Don't want this little scamp slipping out behind us. I can handle this gap easily. You search the other hall.
How does he handle that gap? How do I learn that ability?
You're perfect. Tell Lorne her past is hunting her present. Yes, tell her that.
Okay.
What's happening? Am I?
You've been pierced by an arrow? Tell me everything you know, quickly. This is obviously not the Ghost of the Green from past, because the Ghost of the Green from the past would always hit the heart. I'm farming public dungeons for the emote and pets. Ah, yes. So tell me you know, quick.
The ghost recruited me. Said he needed me. He gave me the costume. Told me to kill as he would. Alamorian hated us. Was going to kill us. I know it. After what he did to Fariel.
So Farrell Bosmer girl was murdered then.
Farrell is dead. Oh, Divines. You've cursed me, haven't you? I only shot Halamorian, I swear it. Farrell was so kind. I wanted Halamorian to pay. I thought the Ghost of the Green was a hero. I wanted people to see me that way.
Well, tell me who the real ghost is. Who is the one that recruited you? Say it.
Never saw his face. He never said his name. I didn't need to know. I'd read the stories. I believed in him, and he saw something in me. I never... Mother... I'm sorry.
Celine. Get back up, come on. Heals. Heals. It's not working, guys. A high elf arrow. Particularly the arrow is reserved for sport hunting. It takes a right hand to be, could still be deadly. I think it's the estate owner. Bill.
I was too slow. Damned Mer slipped right past me. Tall for a wood elf, and quick as a spooked hare. So,
yeah, tall for a wood elf.
It really is the chief's son.
Yeah, I think they're trying to. I think they're trying to pin it on Surville because he's kind of a dick. But I don't think Surville's in on it. Yeah, Celine is dead, killed by the Green Ghost himself.
Wait, what? What do you mean, another Ghost of the Green? The journal you showed me, did Kellan kill Halamorian or not?
He killed Halamorian, but then he only after he's recruited by the original Green Ghost.
What about the wood elf girl, Fariel? Did he kill her too?
Don't know, but took a look at the arrow that killed him as evidence. Laura can learn something from that.
Yes. Show her the arrow immediately. Perhaps she can compare Kellan's blood to the blood on Fariel's sickle. At the very least, we'll be able to determine if Kellan killed Fariel. I'll be along as soon as I'm able.
All right. Numella. He's the one. We'll see. I'm actually surprised if Wood Elves give a crap once it's a Wood Elf that's killed now. They know who the killer of the High Elf is. And the killer is dead, so... Darnell, let's talk.
You're back?
Yep.
And not a moment too soon. Do you have something for me?
Sure. Would have called Sullivan, killed Harlan, but then a second Green Ghost shot him and killed Kellan.
A second ghost. I suspected as much. And he killed this Kellan with that arrow? Another High Elf hunting arrow, like the one that killed Halamorian. Kellan had motive. This second ghost provided the costume, the weaponry. But why?
I wonder who was it that guy with the spiral beard that did this. It could be him. He said that said to tell you your past is hunting your present.
So, this isn't about Halamorian. It isn't about the Wood Elves or Altmer prejudiced. It's about me. It's always been about me.
She's all full of
I
yourself.
knew it. I knew this was too convenient. I also knew the Mer who killed Fariel couldn't be this Kellan.
How?
I just finished experimenting on the blood from Fariel's sickle. It was Altmer blood. This second ghost isn't some wood elf zealot. He's a high elf like me.
Dun dun dun!
I moved the bodies to Tarnamir's manor. We should... Maybe we missed something.
I'll be right behind you. Kind of wonder if she's maybe... Like, what if she's, like, insane in, like, the Green Ghost? Like, she's just, like, she finally, like, lost it. Or whatever. Alright, be right behind you. Like, she created the second green ghost just to, like... perpetuate, just trying to chase after somebody. Because of the tragedy of her losing her, beloved. Sorry. Just looking for a nice little spot here for a screenshot. Nice little vistas here in the Summerset Isles. Oh, it's a windmill too. I have to remember that one. Hope I don't have to turn the AC on.
This place has been... What happened here? Oh no. No. Tarnamir? Tarnamir, are you here?
Well, this is not good.
Tarnamir? No.
Oh, that's the owner. I don't recognize who that is.
Just give me a moment. I need to process this. Have to keep a clear head.
This is kind of disturbing. Are you sure you can even, like, clear your head with all that? Oh, wait. Is this game fun? Hi, Panda. You stopped playing it a long time ago. It's fun for me. Depends on what you like doing, Panda. PvP in this latest patch here has a lot better responsiveness. A lot better FPS than it used to. But you have to be running a 64-bit machine. You didn't even play Morrowind. There is a lot of story you can go into, and there's some pretty good storylines to get into too. If you like do questing, if you like doing more dungeon stuff, I'd probably say it's one of the best games out there. Trial stuff, it's good. I like doing it. It's fun to do the trials, but it's not necessarily the hardest thing in there. There's no real progression, but progression to me is also kind of annoying as well. I like watching a story, looking at a story, and not having to worry about, like, you know, cooldowns and all that bullshit too. But hey, give me some ideas on why you didn't like it, what you might find fun as well. I can give some response on that. Let's look at these scratches.
You found something?
Alvuin. What's that?
This is a message. Everything in this room. It's all meant to tell us something. What's that on the wall?
Someone scratched Alvuin on the wall.
Elevane is another name for the Helus owl. The Elevanes lay their eggs, then abandon them. We use that word to describe people who are cold-hearted or aloof. And then there's the bodies. Arranged to mimic Mara's cross. This is about love. Intimacy.
Someone you loved, huh?
Or more likely, someone I failed to love. There's only one suspect left. A Mer with means, motive, and deep understanding of the ghost of the green.
Soraville, then. I thought he was almost the red herring in this.
No. It can't be. The ghost of the green ruined Soraville's life. Just as he ruined mine. If not for the ghost, Soraville's wife would likely still be alive. I have to know. I'm sorry for what you're about to see. Auriel, forgive me.
What are you gonna do?
Stand back, and I'll show you. You already saw how Kellan died. Now, we'll see the others.
What's this? A tiny ghost of a queen? Ha! Run along, whelp, before...
What have I done?
Kellan definitely killed Halamorian. Now, Faril.
Who are you?
I'm afraid you've seen too much. You poor thing.
Soravil was observing Kellan when Faril saw him.
Do we have to do the rest?
She slashed him with her sickle before he overpowered her.
So it is you. Shame on you.
The shame is Lorne's, old Mer. Now she'll have your death on her conscience, too.
No, Soravil. This is you and you alone.
Give my regards to my loving wife and Lorne's degenerate husband. Lorne? I know you're watching, Lorne. Now that I've broken your spirit and you've broken your vow, come to the place where my wife is buried. There, I will break your body.
Yep.
I need some air. I'll be outside.
That's gotta suck. For me, maybe it's slow progression. I didn't. I also wasn't running on a 64-bit machine before. My FPS is like 2 to 5. Oh, that's gonna be an issue there. I did like the story, but felt a little bit pay to win. Okay. Let's take a moment here. Let's have some real talk here. Alright, so. Yeah, this is perfect, guys. Let's talk a little bit. So, pay to win, not really. The most that you can buy in this game right now is starter pack stuff here. Crown packs, all this other stuff. That really doesn't have any effect on your game. Like, you can get lethal poisons, tri-potions, soul gems, fortifying meals, experience scrolls, and crown repair kits. The experience scrolls might be the only thing that you may want to help improve and boost up your experience gain. But given the fact that you didn't play when you had 64, but you played on 32-bit, okay, so you probably played way back when, before they added in what is now level balancing. And level balancing basically means that any zone that you go to here, like you can start off in Green Shade, you can start off in Aradon, we can start off here in like Gold Coast, Hughesbane, doesn't matter. Wherever you go, you can go in and experience the stories in there, and nothing is barring you on that because all areas basically level you up to be the same level. So there's nothing precluding you from trying it. If you want to go ahead and get into Morrowind, you can do so. It's not going to stop anything. Pay to win, again, not much. Most times you're going to be using crowns. You're going to be using it to buy a house. You're going to be using it to, you know, maybe some crown crates. If you want to get something cosmetic, you have motifs you can get into. Furniture, styles, crafting. Like, the game doesn't really require that you pay anything into it. It's usually pretty easy to get the stuff through gold. So, what do most people buy with this stuff is cosmetic stuff, which they make enough money on this because people like looking good when they kill stuff. So, they're not going to be adding in like any gear or anything else like that to this in the future. You do have some walls to prevent you from doing a few things, however. For example, with Morrowind, you have wardens which are locked behind either purchasing Morrowind, or now you can actually purchase them on the Crown Store, as well as Morrowind itself. It's now considered a DLC. Try and find it here. City. Clockwork City, it's not here, so... But I have everything unlocked myself, so I don't know if I can really show it off. Maybe it's under accounts? Looks like I really need to check out the new upgrades. I played it when it first came out and just had a terrible time leveling. Yeah, definitely, Panda. Also, keep in mind, one of the good things with this now is if you've already purchased it, right? You've already got it. You don't need to pay anything into it at all. You have the game. There's no more need for a subscription. They got rid of that a long time ago. You have ESO Plus if you want to do DLC, but I usually say don't do DLC until you're in your 30s or 40s. That way you kind of like make sure you like the game, you kind of want to get into it, and then you can get into some DLCs, and some of the DLCs are really good. Dark Brotherhood, for example, I really love. Thieves Guild is not bad. Good story and all that stuff. The only issue I have with Thieves Guild really is it's a lot of sneaking, and if you're not skilled at sneaking, you may have some issues with it. And some of the storyline is more about the characters for Thieves Guild than it is actually like the main story to it, you know? It's more character based than it is like the mystique or intrigue of the Thieves Guild. Then you also have a couple DLCs with the dungeons. Again, don't have to do dungeons unless you really want to. And as for grinding or leveling up, there's a couple ways you can do it. I personally prefer to just do quests to level myself up. And all the quests are just level setting. Means that you can do any quest, really. And it's not going to preclude you from it. There might be some tough quests, but... You can do it at level 1, you can do it at level, 50. Doesn't matter. They're all leveled up to give you some challenge to go through it. Level 50 is probably going to be easier regardless. But there's still some stuff out there you can do. If you have questions on actual grinding because you just want to get yourself up high, I have some few on my YouTube channel. Like there is really easy ways to level up and grind if you just want to do like grinding, because I know that is something that a lot of players do want to do when they go into ESO, because they're just used to other MMOs. You can just grind up a bunch of mobs to get yourself top level. And ESO has ways to do that as well. But myself, I just prefer to quest. And make it so easily accessible to do so.
How could he blame me for this? Is it not enough that I lost my husband? Damn him. His wife was buried here. This is where we'll find him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like I said, make sure you have a 64-bit machine. That's the only thing that might be really different from when you played last. If you have a 32-bit machine, it will not work. It has to be a 64-bit machine, has to be a supported video card, because they have upped the stats from when you last used it. I'm doing VI6. I'll recommend special class characters for new players. Been kind of hack and slash, but need to get down to done on Bowman's. Well, you get two ability bars, right? If you plan to do PvP, I almost always recommend Nightblade. Nightblades are extremely powerful, and they have a crutch called the Cloak, which lets them go in, fight, and then get away from fights as well. Warden class is not bad, but you have to have Morrowind for that, so I don't want to recommend that. If you want to do tanks, DKs, like my character, is absolutely great. If you want to do a healer class, do Templars. Sorks are pretty good magic casters, and also some pretty good AoE casters as well, for stamina builds. You can do any class that you want, stamina or magicka, doesn't matter which. If you really want to min-max, there is guides out there for that as well, but really it's up to you.
You're sticking by my side.
Maybe.
Even after I use that death memory ritual. I appreciate that, Admin. Truly. I suppose I owe you a bit of an explanation.
Yeah, tell me what this is really about here.
I told you how the ghost of the Green killed my husband. Sorville's wife, my husband's lover, was overcome with grief. I think she truly loved him. As soon as she heard the news, she climbed into the wash tub opened her wrist and died.
Jesus. Somerville blames you for that.
Not for that. For what came after. Somerville wanted us to mend each other's wounds. Perhaps even fall in love and make a life together. I just couldn't. I focused on the work and pushed him away. He grew detached, bitter. Now, I need to stop him.
Yeah, let's do it. That's kind of fucked up.
Let's put an end to this.
Like, he's upset that his wife died. He wants to go marry his partner here. She doesn't take him on. So he becomes the Ghost of the Green. That's kind of fucked up there. But hey, if you live for hundreds of years, I guess they're going to get fucked up once in a while. Panda Bear. With 500 cheers. God damn it, Panda Bear. Thank you very much. Yeah, no worries, man. If you ever have need advice, feel free to come in. Again, take a look at my YouTube channel. Take a look at my site, heroofnone.com. We just put updates on the metas, on the best in slot metas. I've got to redesign that site a little bit for the navigation to make it a little bit more understandable. But we have some good information there about like the top level metas, about what to do. The channel, the YouTube channel has a bit more stuff that's for mid-level and low-level folks to get into. Alright, where are you, Somerville? Let's deal with your shit.
Somerville, I know you're here. What do you want from me?
Oh, Lorne, I've already taken so much. Your teacher, your honor, your pride. There's only one thing left for me to take. Your life.
Pew, pew, pew. Somerville.
Are you okay? Jesus.
Don't worry about me. Go. We can't let Somerville escape again.
Are you sure you're okay?
Don't worry about me. Find Somerville. Go.
Alright. What the frick is this area, anyways? Graven Knights. What? Are these things, like, made to protect against, grave robbers or something here? Nope, not what I want. Here we go. Am I still using poisons? Yeah, I am. Get rid of that stuff. Welcome back, Hamburger. Alright, Somerville, let's deal with your bullshit.
The Ghost of the Green's final victim. Time to die, Admanen.
Why would it have to be me, huh? Why would I be your final victim? Huh? You're gonna kill yourself? No, you're gonna die. Is there anything up here? Nope. Didn't make it. Hey, you're alive.
Soraville. Is he... He is.
Mm-hmm.
It's done then, isn't it? I knew he wouldn't come quietly. In the end, I bear the blame. A killer. Right beside me, and I didn't see it until more lives were lost. I'm glad you were here, Admin.
You alright?
I will be. The arrow struck near my collarbone. Soraville was a gifted marksman. Maybe he couldn't see as well through the mask, or it was nerves. Or maybe he didn't really want me dead after all. Just one more question I'll never have answered.
Is there anything else I can do?
One more thing, if you're willing. I'm certain that Soraville never spoke to Kellan's parents, given that this was all his scheme to begin with. They lost their son, and they don't know why. It was you that avenged him. You should tell them that.
What about you?
I just need a moment here alone. Ironic that this came to a head in such a holy place.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can find some absolution here. Or at least some small measure of peace.
So Soraville did all this just to hurt you?
He did. Perhaps I deserved it. But all those people... An innocent girl, a naive young mer, a dear friend. They paid the price, while I still live. I don't know if I'll ever make peace with that.
No, it seems kind of like a madman. I don't think this is exactly your fault.
You're right, I suppose. I just wish I had been better.
Mm-hmm.
A better Jurisreeve, a better wife, a better friend. Maybe I could have prevented all this.
Could have.
I'm sorry. Thank you for your kind words.
Mm-hmm.
I will try to take them to heart. You have my word.
And next, Ghost of the Green 2. The Lady's Revenge. Actually, that was Ghost of the Green 2, wasn't it? That was be Ghost of the Green 3 then. Let's see if we can get ourselves over into the area here.
I deserve to know what's going on.
I don't. I am sorry. But the prosecution is still examining his body. We will release his remains to you as soon as we can.
Oh.
You. I remember you. Please. You have to tell me what's going on. My son never came home.
He's not coming home.
And now they tell me he's...
Yep.
They won't even let me see him. What happened to my boy?
Well, we're sorry, but we couldn't save Callan. We brought his killer, the Ghost of the Green, to justice, though.
If for his mercy. How could you? Why didn't you save him? Damn this place. Damn the prosecution. Here, take this thing. I found it under Kellan's bed. I never want to see it again. I never want to see you again. God help me.
So you're gonna give me this, but you're also gonna give me gold. Okay.
A hard thing to witness. There are rarely any happy endings in this line of work.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to remember that things would be much worse had you not been here. That matters.
gotta suck for them. What time is it? It is 12:30.
They say the storms from Tempest Island would have drowned in blood.
Come on, Alamar. Pull yourself together.
What's up, man?
My aching head. Where in Oblivion am I? Yes, that's right. This is Russefeld. I came here to buy some wine. That's it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, don't tell me I lost them.
Lost what?
My wine bottles. They should be right here. Oh, Father's going to kill me if I come home empty-handed. Again. I must have lost them during the winery tour. I may have had one too many tastings. It's all still very hazy.
Where are your wine bottles now?
I'm not entirely sure. Oh, by Oblivion, I'm not even sure what day it is. The bottles must be somewhere along the winery grounds. I probably dropped them as we went along. I can barely see straight right now. Could you fetch them for me?
Yeah, I'll get your wine bottles.
I believe we toured the southern, northern, and central arbors. Yes, that sounds right. There should be 3 bottles, all with the Russefeld seal. Now, you go do that. I'm going to lie down for just a minute.
Tell me about the winery here.
Oh, it's the best place for wine in Somerset. Well, at least according to my father it is. That's why he makes me travel all the way here. Honestly, though, it tastes all the same to me.
Well, it seems like you really enjoy your wine, then.
Why, aren't you just hilarious? Yes, let's bully the tasteless lush who lost his wine.
Yep.
Speaking of which, don't you have bottles to find?
No.
I must return to Shimmerine soon, or I'll never hear the end of it. So, off you go.
Any idea where they could be?
Fine, fine. Let me try to remember. I recall sitting near a fire with someone playing a lute. Yes, that memory's a bit more clear. I believe you'll find the first bottle there. The sunrise, perhaps?
The other 2?
It was getting darker then. I took a seat on a stone bench further within the arbor. There was a light behind me, but it was faint. A small lamp, I suppose? Yes, and I had just a hint of my bottle of wedding veil. I remember now.
Then the 3rd bottle.
Ah, my rose heart. Strong stuff, if memory serves. I must have been even further within the arbor at that time, probably close to town. I remember falling down quite a few times. It most likely ended up on the ground somewhere.
Great. You know what? Let's finish this up. Sunrise.
Bless us with children, our mother above. Praise we know Xerxes, who transcribes our story. Honor the scrivener, archivist of glory. Clap hands in praise. Exalt the divine.
Watching these wood elves tend grapes is like watching a mother pig suckle her young. Both adorable and mildly repulsive at the same time.
That's some casual racism right there. Hello? It's kind of a simple quest, isn't it? Watch, I'm gonna get back there and he's gonna be gone or being attacked by somebody. Is that it there? Yes, it is. Alright, let's go talk to him. Alright. Let's see if we can get ourselves out of here, guys. After this quest. It is getting late for me. I do gotta get some rest because I put the kids tomorrow. We will be doing ESO all week. Going through the questing. I apologize for the spoilers and all that stuff. We'll also probably be doing the new Battlegrounds with the new queues. And probably doing some PvP and General Cyrodiil now that they've fixed and changed a lot of the rules. So, let's talk to him here.
Slack. My head hasn't hurt this bad since, well, actually not that long ago. Perhaps my cousin's wedding last month? But then, there was that little get-together last week. Never mind all that. Have you the bottles?
Yep, here's the last wine bottles.
My, don't these beauties look tempting? Perhaps I'll have a few sips.
Don't.
Just to get me going before I set off on the road. Here's your reward. For services rendered and all that.
Yep. I'll find you later after just follow the trail of puke, right?